I've got my Lehman Russ Vanquishers here, and I've got my, I forget the name of them offhand, but they're transports. Each one of them carries like 5 or 6 stands of guardsmen. I had to re-glue a weapon on this bad boy here. It's a Questoris Knight. I forget what pattern it is, but I upgraded from the chain sword to the power fist, and I added the missile pod on top. And then we've got a Callistus Knight right here with a power sword and a rapid fire bolter. I think that is. And then, of course, I've built some Space Marine stuff just cause. Oh, a couple more Malcadors because why not, right? Never have too many Malcadors, I guess. But I've got a couple of Kratos heavy tanks here. So, you know, so the Marines can have some heavy tanks to go with their Land Raiders. Super cool. So the title, Am I a D&D Historian? Why am I putting that there? Because I watched Double D last night, and I suggest, unless you're streaming or you got stuff going on, a game or something, I suggest everybody should watch Double D. Now, some people won't, because some people maybe they don't get his humor, they don't whatever. Hey, okay, fine. Do you. You do you, boo, as they say, and that is 100% a-okay with me. I'm not here trying to force anybody into anything. Get my wife sometimes, but anyway. Uh, Speaking of, she just made me a delicious dinner of freaking beef tips with mushroom gravy and peas and carrots. Oh my god, I am a spoiled guy. It is nice being a kept man. I will say that. But aside from that, right? Aside from that, the joke or whatever. Um, so Double D was showing these idiots that I guess are supposedly D&D historians, role playing historians. My question to anybody who happens to end up seeing this is very simple. What do you got to do to become a D&D historian? I mean, I've been playing D&D for like 40 plus years, maybe 41 or 42 years. And I've kept up with all the bullshit, you know, including Gary's divorces and the Blooms bullshit and, you know, all the various kind of inside scoop stuff that happened at TSR and everything like that. So then my question is, I mean, where do I get my paperwork saying I am a D&D historian? I'd like to know. I mean, is that like a thing? Can I go somewhere and be like, "Hey, I'm a D&D historian. Somebody give me like a degree or something." I don't know. It's just like, how's that work? You know, how's that actually work? How does one get the title? You know, like, and if somebody can get the title, like, you know, like some people claim to have, but you know, whatever, then hell, doesn't everybody who's been playing the game for like decades, aren't we all D&D historians? You know, that would be my big question here. I mean, if those knuckleheads that Double D pointed out with all their completely wrong, I might add, completely wrong takes on everything, if they are D&D historians, well, damn, then who isn't? Who isn't? I mean, the bar is set really low. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not showing my face right now. I may put it on later, but Bear, Mishka, Sha. Yeah, my pup, he likes to bark. He's very vocal. And I know a lot of people would probably hate it or complain, but I don't because I'm just all like, all right, you know, because one day somebody might be trying to break in my house or something and he'll bark. And I'll be like, I am so glad you barked, my little homie, because that is kind of his job. That is his whole job, is just to bark, right? So, people who own dogs and they like try to train them not to bark, and it's like, yeah, I get it. It can be frustrating sometimes if they're just barking, for no good reason or something. But what if they're barking for a good reason? You know what I'm saying? Don't be too rough on them. Ain't that right, little bear? Which that's what Mishka means, by the way. It means little bear. A little bear, Mishka. Sometimes people use it for Misha, and sometimes it's um, like a shortened, informal way of saying Michael or Mikkel. But anyway, sometimes I call him my little Mishka when I'm yelling at him. I'm saying, Davai, za, Mishka, Niet, My dog speaks Russian, which is pretty cool, I guess, you know. But regardless, what you guys see me setting out here is some Basilisk artillery pieces, because on one, they need some detail, like the back grates and stuff need to be made metal and stuff like that. But two, I'm seriously thinking about giving them a little bit of camouflage. Not anything super special, just like maybe a middle stone yellow kind of color, thin streaks, kind of like the Italian pattern from World War II or whatever, just to make them look a little bit more, I don't know, military. So I see 3 people are watching. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you would. It means the world to YouTube. They love it. It makes them feel like, they're still relevant, even though I seriously sometimes wonder if they actually are. And it lets me know that at least somebody's out here paying attention. Not that I don't know that I'd really care, because it's like a lot of what I do is just to keep myself distracted, so that I'm talking to you guys about thoughts in my head while I'm building miniatures. And it's kind of like a good way for me to get a lot done without actually succumbing to my shortened sense of not shortened, my incredibly small ability to pay attention to anything. That's closer, I think. To quote, and I know I quote this guy a lot, but to quote Ernest Borgnine, these Jameses today, their attention spans can only be measured in nanoseconds, with their Dan Fogelberg albums and their hula hoops. And I will admit, I do suffer that problem. I really do. It's like I'm sitting in this room and I am surrounded by literally 100 distractions. I've got my half-painted superhero action figures over here, and some mutants and some badass post-apocalyptic Mad Max cars over here. And I've got this army. And my priority is to get my Legions Imperialis stuff done. That's what I'd really like to do. But it's hard to keep focused sometimes, And talking to you guys helps me keep focused. So I stream. Whenever I come in and sit down in this room and start working on whatever I'm working on, if I'm not listening to some music, I do some streaming. And while I realize that my streams are not incredibly earth-shattering or popular, it still gets the job done. And that job, of course, being it keeps me busy while I'm streaming. There it is. I was wondering where my last So, yeah. And then I need, of course, these because I was looking through my box sets, the basic box sets I bought, and I found 2 more sprues of Imperial Guard. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, they're not Imperial Guard, they're Solar Auxilia. I don't care, they're Imperial Guard. Let's be honest, they're Imperial Guard. If they got Land Raiders and Basilisk, heavy cannon, they're Imperial Guard. If they're running around with las rifles, ogres, then or Ogryn, then they're Imperial Guard. I mean, making up fancy names for them doesn't change what they actually are. That's just Games Workshop being away, So, and of course, apparently in 30K they didn't have Chimera. Just I know a lot of you don't give a shit either way, because a lot of people who watch this channel are not super into 30K, but yeah, in 30K, the Chimera infantry fighting vehicle that is mostly used by Imperial Guardsmen in 40K doesn't exist. It hasn't either been found yet or whatever. Because I know you guys all remember that so much of the equipment the Guard uses is stuff that they kind of find in STCs or whatever scattered around, the universe. Kind of like how the Blood Angels found the STC for the Baal Predator and then they refused to share it with anyone, which did piss the Mechanicum off big time, but the Blood Angels don't care. Now, one thing's weird about the Baal Predator is that it actually does exist in 30K. Not that they make a kit for it at this size, but if you're playing the actual full scale 30K, Blood Angels can take a Predator equipped with twin-linked autocannons and autocannons in the sponsons, or assault cannons, not autocannons, assault cannons. And that is a Baal Predator. 100%. That's what that is Baal Predator. And, so I guess it'd be cool if they release some kind of special kit, for Legions Imperialis. And it was just like, I don't know, assault cannons for sponsons and turrets so that you could make some Blood Angel specific Predator. But I don't see that happening. I mean, yeah, they're putting out new stuff, so I don't know that this game is on its way out, as far as production, because they're still putting things out. But the sad thing with Games Workshop is you just never know, It's like they'll put a game out, they'll push it hard as hell for like 3 years, and then they'll drop it and pretend like they never heard of it. And that's just a Games Workshop thing, So, I'll tell you what, in addition to being a D&D historian, I should be a Games Workshop historian too. I should be both. Because I have dealt with both for now D&D for much longer, but Games Workshop since around 96, 97. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Early mid 90s. And believe me, I've seen all their BS. All of it. So, scratching my head. That's right. You let them know. That's right. You let those neighbors know we don't tolerate that kind of tomfoolery on this block. It is probably just the neighbors coming home from work. He has a very heightened guard reflex. Like I said earlier, I don't break him of it because, if someone comes running up on me, he is the first line of defense. He's the guy that's going to bark and be like, Dad, there's some shit going on, right? Something wild is happening at the Circle K. And then it'll be on me from there on out. Because he's a little guy. It's not like he's going to get into a fist fight with anybody about anything, right? But he don't need to. If he lets me know what's going on, then I'll handle whatever business needs to be taken care of, right? With my opposable thumbs and my tools, because yes, I am indeed a tool user. And so that's, gosh, man, trying to get this thing where I want it is always just such a. See, here's my the two Imperial Guard sprues. I didn't even know I had. The first thing I'm going to build is a bunch of Sentinels. I will say this about 30K. The Sentinels that the Imperial Guardsmen in 30K get are way better than the Sentinels that Guardsmen in 30K get. And I'm not 100% sure why, but they are, man. They got better weapons. They're just better, And it's like, all right, whatever. So let's see. We got to line these things up like that. Every Sentinel is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pieces. 7 pieces for a Sentinel. I mean, you'd think they would be able to like mold a Sentinel in like a couple of pieces. No, this is Games Workshop here. We're not doing that. We're going to make it. Now, when I went up to Gainesville for my bullshit that I had to do, unfortunately, I left my Tamiya ultra thin glue open. Why, I don't know, but I did because, and that means that it all evaporated except for a little bit. So I'm working on that very last little bit of glue out of the container, and then I'm going to have to pay to buy some new glue at some point. But the first step I'm doing, and I know you guys can't really see, is I'm gluing the 3 main body pieces together. There it is, right? And I'm going to do all the bodies, and then I'll go ahead and start working on the legs. And then after that, I'll go ahead and start throwing the missile pods on them. That's one thing about the 30K Sentinel that's kind of I really like, the fact that it comes with a multi-laser, but it also comes with missile pods. Now, it's been a long time since I've looked at Sentinel rules in like 40K, but I don't remember them ever having missile pods, right? And so that's kind of cool. These guys, they operate in units of like 2. So they're kind of they're a good way if you've got some extra points in your army and you're kind of like what to get. These guys are a very cheap kind of vanguard unit, and that means that they can kind of like in 40K, if you ever played 40K, they can set up further across the table, So basically, I think in 4K they call it infiltration, and in this they're like vanguard or whatever. But at the end of the millennium, it's all the same thing. So yeah. So anyway, I've totally got off the am I a D&D historian? I think I already showed that I was, It's like, and the question is, who isn't though, I mean, if you started playing like yesterday, I mean, I guess the main separation between historian is maybe it's because the D&D historians actually write books and try to profit off all information, Wikipedia and other sources. But then again, the problem with that is that if the people claiming to be historians are, they're not actually D&D historians. They're more like modern day propagandists. And they're trying to tell you things were a way when in fact they were not at all that way. And so then that leads you to think, well, damn, can you even trust the so-called historian? And I don't know if you can, I mean, if you call yourself a D&D historian, but you hate on Gygax all the time, I don't think you should be able to call yourself a D&D historian, honestly. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, whatever, but really, it has become the du jour thing as it is to like attack Gygax. And I just think, I mean, you know, that's kind of a not a good way to behave. But then again, that's just me, man. Ah, I got an itch on my stomach. Don't you hate that? Man, 21 minutes in and none of the usual suspects have showed up. And I looked to see if they were streaming and it didn't show them. So I don't know. Maybe people are finally done with my shenanigans. I mean, usually even my brother at least pops in to annoy me a little bit and say hello. Well, I mean, to be fair though, I never advertise. So I think most people never know for sure when I'm going to be on. And then I might be on first thing in the morning, or I might be on, at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, or who even knows o'clock. And I think that's a problem, you know. I think if I really, really wanted to be more like impactful on uh, YouTube, I should really learn to only stream one time per week. You know, that way the people who actually like hanging out with me would be a lot more motivated to hang out with me on that one time a week because they'd know it's the only time of the week they're going to get a chance. But the thing is when you stream all the time, then it's easy for people to be like, well, if I miss it today, I'll catch it tomorrow, right? And and they're not wrong. They're obviously not wrong, but that can cut into viewership numbers and stuff like that. Whereas if you only stream once a week, like a lot of the bigger streamers do, then there's a motivation to make sure that you are there that at the right time at the right place, as they say. I guess I guess it's basic economics. Rarity makes things more valuable, you know? All right, putting legs on my little stalkers. Nope. I don't know what nope is. Oh, you're saying I'm not a D&D historian. Well, by all means, explain why I'm not. I mean, I have been playing the game since like 80 82. I know as much about the inner workings of TSR as anybody on the planet. But then again, as I said, It's not hard to learn. All you got to do is freaking, there's so many articles and stuff written about it. Gygax has letters about things that happened. I mean, it's not a difficult subject for somebody to get knowledgeable in. So, yeah. And of course, the main point was that I don't trust a lot of the woke idiots that claim to be D&D historians, because how do you claim to be a D&D historian if you literally hate the past of D&D? If you were, you would not need to question it. Question mark. All right. From Great Britain, Templar, no matter what you do in your life, if you're not questioning it every now and then to make sure you're on the right track, you're probably a sociopath or maybe a narcissist. There's a lot. I mean, I could go into their room. My wife has a psychology degree and ask her what you would be. But no, man, introspection is what separates us from the retards. And of course, I don't mean the mentally handicapped, because, those are God's special people and we love them and have to take care of them. I'm talking about the people who think they know. There's nothing worse than someone who thinks beyond a shadow of a doubt that they actually know. Yeah. Because, I mean, you never know if you know. That's kind of the thing, You don't know if you know. And a little bit of humility goes a long way. So by questioning, am I a this or am I a that? That's introspection. Introspection is good. Like serial killers never have introspection. They never think about it. You work in IT. You don't question yourself if I am an IT man. LOL. Okay, so what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with your if I'm understanding you. You're saying you get paid to do a job, so you don't question whether or not that's your job. Are you a man? See, that's kind of a, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say, are you? Are you a man? Or are you a boy? And remember, a boy can be any age. It just means you're not a man. Now, how will I justify this? Well, I was raised Jewish for most of my life. And in Judaism, just because you're an adult don't mean you're a mensch. You see what I mean? You could be a schmuck. You could be a schlemiel, right? But if you're a good person and you take care of your debts and you're reliable and responsible and you take care of the family and everything like that, then you become a mensch, which, of course, as we all know, is Yiddish/German for man. So you say, am I a man? And my question to you would be like, I don't know. Do you live in your mom's basement? Do you play Madden King? Do you play Madden football, American football? Or do you play whichever FIFA soccer like 16 hours a day? I mean, are you a loser? Because if you're a loser, whether you have a penis or not, then it doesn't matter. You're not a man. You're a little boy in a man's body. Are you a human? Again, you're asking questions. Let me tell you, if I put your hand in a pain box and put a poison needle to your neck, are you pulling your hand out? If you leave it in until the test is over, you're human. If you don't, you're a beast in a human's body. Yes, that's from Dune, but it still holds. Hey, what's up, Andre? I hope everything's wonderful where you are in Russia and that you're having a good time. If you aren't questioning yourself, there's no personal quality control. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. There's no accountability. There's no anything. There's no growth. If you're the kind of person that has reached a step and you think, I'm just perfect the way I am right now. I never have to question anything. Then you're never going to get better. You're just going to stay right there, stagnant. I mean, even the ancient Greek philosophers talk about introspection and questioning, whatever. So personally, I mean, I don't know why you take it as a negative thing. It's not a negative thing to question yourself. I'll tell you what, when I went through Fire Academy, my chief told me everything I do, uh, I have to pretend like my mom and the fire chief is standing right behind me. So every medical intervention I make, I have to question, am I sure this is right? Right. I would say you're a D&D guy, which you'd be wrong, that knows the lore, but maybe a little bit crazy. Well, I think to quote Gnarls Barkley, we're all a little crazy. I mean, I think you're crazy. And yeah, I do know all the lore of D&D and stuff, but believe it or not, I don't play D&D anymore. I mean, you know, something happened one day. Maybe I fell on my head or something, and I just was like, I'm not playing D&D anymore. And it kind of happened that way. I love these Martian heavy tanks, man, for the Mechanicum. They are truly awesome. They are truly awesome. But yeah, are you saying you're crazy too? Well, then you're in good company, man. You came to the right channel. Does that make me crazy? Yeah, if you're a little crazy too, this is the channel for you, brother. Especially with Templar Great Britain in your name. I mean, you're 100% at the right place. I mean, you know, Diaz Vault and all that, right? I mean, yeah. See, you might come onto this channel thinking, I'm going to go on there and bust some guy's balls for saying something stupid. But then at the same time, now that you're here, you're like, but wait a minute, that guy agrees with a lot of my opinions. And, you know, so congratulations. You might have came on here not knowing you were going to run into friends. Sanity is for the weak, or as they said in Rogue Trader, only the insane get to determine what is sanity, and therefore, you know, I forget, but Rogue Trader had this whole thing about how the insane determine what is insanity or sanity, and so basically whatever. But I don't know what you're noping to, but yeah, man. I always like to think the best of everyone, honestly. Unless they prove to me that they're just assholes. But whenever possible, I like to think most people are decent human beings. Yeah, that's kind of my whole issue with the whole thing right there, not your echo, is that the people who are actually declaring themselves, you know, D&D historians, all they ever do is spend all of their time attacking the actual guy who created D&D. And I'm not so sure that's, you know, that's cool, you know. That'd be like somebody declaring themselves an Alexander of Macedon historian and then just writing books about how horrible Alexander was, which, in my opinion, he wasn't. He's, am I into 40K? I used to be, homie, for years and years and years. I guess since about 96, I got into 40K. The first box set I ever bought was Space Marine, actually, so epic 40K. But in the very recent past, I've started selling all of my 40K armies off, and I have a, you know, standard scale 30K army, Blood Angels, complete with Sanguinius to lead them. But then I ran into a shop that was having like a really good deal on Legions Imperialis. So I got into, well, you're in Great Britain, bro. That's where that shit comes from. In America for the longest time, I mean, like for literally a decade before I even knew 30K existed, I was a Battletech freak, So I guess since I was a very young kid, even though I was like a Kentucky hillbilly and all of that, I'd always been really interested in like tabletop gaming. And I was lucky because I have a brother that's very close to my age. Because my mom decided to crank all of her kids out just one right after another, as you do when you're, from Kentucky. And so when I got into Battletech, I mean, I had a younger brother I could always play with if no one else were around, right? And then my pops, he had a deal with me where if we did all the chores we were supposed to during the week, every Friday when he got paid, he would drive us like an hour to the nearest local comic place. And they had a wall rack with like Battletech figures on it back when they were Raupartha and they were little and lead. And he would let me buy $10 worth of Battletech figures. So what ended up happening is your boy had a shit ton of light mechs because for some reason I would go in there and there would be like, a Wasp or whatever, a really light 20-ton mech for like $5. So I'd buy 2 of those instead of 1 of the heavies. So, I mean, I still have like at this point with old school Raupartha mechs, I don't even go by numbers anymore. I go by weight. I've got like 60 pounds of old lead mechs. One time I laid all my new mechs out and counted them and it was close to 1,000. So I could field like a regiment at least. There's my brother. Hungar, how are you doing today, sir? I was wondering where you were. I mean, a lot of people don't like to answer that. I will always answer it because if there's one thing that's true about people who were in my career, if you want to know if they were in my career, just wait with 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, they will tell you. It's kind of like vegans in that regard. You know what I mean? How do you tell someone's a vegan? Wait a couple minutes. They're going to tell you. And fighter is the same joke. It's like, how do you know somebody's a firefighter? Wait 5 minutes. They'll tell you about it. But so I would never, not your Echo can answer if he wants or not. I don't know. He might be a Corn Star, Comstar. I'm not look, I started out being a super fan of like Steiner, but then as I learned more and more about the lore and everything like that and kind of evolved my tastes, I become Free Worlds League to the end, House Merrick. But and of course my brother there, if he wants to tell you what his job was, he can tell you. But I mean, granted now, retirement. But I will say this, retirement's a bitch though, especially if you weren't ready, but you had no choice in the matter. Oh, my boy Saxius. What's up, homie?
Hello. There's going to be a bunch more coming up very soon. Bear, just
were you guys streaming? Because I didn't see that you guys were even streaming.
No, we were, and then we saw that you were streaming. It was like we better start invading. I think there's a bunch of
invading. Let me get Shadow and Bear. Damn, guys.
Yeah,
I looked to make sure I
literally checked to make sure you weren't streaming and said, fuck it, I'm going to stream. And then I see you pop up like 20 minutes later. I'm like, what the fuck, this guy?
How did I not see you streaming? Were you streaming on a channel I don't know about?
Nope. I'm just going to go with your old. Let Shadow in.
Seriously.
Let him in.
Doc should be here soon.
Jesus Christ.
And Doc should be here soon, too.
I will go ahead and say, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably age.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. And they're all like, wait. And he's like, home.
Just for the record, I think I am a D&D historian.
Well, I was just going off because I watched Double D's thing, and he's talking about the so-called historians, but they're just douchebags that do nothing
It's not
but
Misty.
attack
Yep.
Gygax.
Nice.
And it's like, does that make them historians? I mean, I've been playing this game for 40-something years. I know
Right.
all the lore and shit.
I only
Just a
recently-
passerby, and still you starved at Hungar the Starvarian. When Hungar was a little kid, for like 20 years, I told him my mom found him behind a dumpster in the
He's a
4-4
dumpster
side
baby.
town.
He's a dumpster baby. He's a
Yep,
Kentucky
he is a
Goblin
prom night
hybrid.
dumpster baby.
He's a
Now, I know I'll
Kentucky
probably burn in hell for this, but I'm not lying to you guys. You can ask Hungar. I did that when he was like 4 years old. I would be like, Mom found you behind a dumpster, right? And he would cry, and Mom would be like, no, I didn't. But I'd be in the background, like, going like, and then he'd confront me and be like, Mom said she didn't find me. And I'm like, do you think she would tell you the truth now? So I was an evil kid. I was really a horrible human being before I got older.
No,
I mean, thank God.
you were just
My natural
a troll then.
inclination is cruelty.
You
Anyone
were
who
just a troll then, and you're a troll now.
Yeah, I really did.
You really did.
Yeah, I was a troll then. I'm a troll now, and my natural inclination is cruelty. I'm not even joking. Like when I see people who are weak, I don't initially feel the need to help them. My first desire is to crush them into dust
That must have made
for being weak, because I'm like,
is my mic on? Fuck.
Yep.
yeah, you're there. What's up?
Okay, cool. Just checking. I said that must have made being a firefighter extra difficult for you.
No, I outgrew it. But
Did
for
you?
the longest time, if I spotted weakness, you were done.
All I keep hearing you say is I, not was. I don't hear was in there in any of those
Okay,
explanations.
Was okay. I mean, I'm going to start calling you Bear the Pedantic.
Nice. Hungar says, don't sell yourself short. You're still an asshole.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
How you doing, Hungar? Still waiting for that phone call. Just saying.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
Hungar,
what.
Don't ever call me.
When he and I get involved into a BattleTech game, shit gets personal. Like for real. You know what I mean? I start talking about what a bunch of oh, what are we doing? Somebody came, somebody left. It was me.
Doc, you're breathing too much, man. Slow down the breathing.
So were you like the fireman who was standing at the base of the burning building yelling, "Jump, you pussy"?
No, I got over it, guys. I learned to compartmentalize my nature with what I needed to do. And I cannot blame my upbringing or be any of that sad sap bullshit. My mom, my dad were wonderful human beings. I was just naturally born with some weird predatory desire, you know? It's like, if I look at a weak person the way a wolf looks at a wounded rabbit. You know what I mean? My first desire is to put it out of its misery and then maybe eat it. But I learned better thanks to actually the Bible. Thank you very much, or I would say the Torah, because it was back then that I learned to be a mensch instead of, a maniac. But anyway, reinforcements have arrived. CNC, I love Castles and Crusades.
You sure it doesn't mean the Music Factory?
Oh, CNC Music Factory, I love that too.
Things that make
And I'm
you
a
go,
big fan of Groove is in the Heart by, what was that?
Delight.
Divinyls?
Delight.
Delight. Yeah, she starts out speaking French.
That great fucking Bootsy Collins bass.
Oh, yeah. It was Bootsy Collins, DJ Kioki, freaking, I don't know who the other DJ was, and then the chick singing, I don't know who she was, but
Delight has been known to smoke on stage, that is.
on stage, that is, yeah. The groove that you feel, get you. Command and Conquer Red Alert. Okay, I like that one too. But I have to admit, I prefer the one with the Brotherhood of Cain in it, if I'm honest.
That was the first one?
Yeah. I loved the cutscenes where the bald dude would show up and he'd be like, do you want to nuke Paris, London?
Well, don't they turn out to be the bad guys at the end of Red Alert too? Because they if you play the Russian ones, they poison Stalin at the end.
God, I hope so, but I don't remember ever playing Red Alert.
Yeah, or it's some weird made up faction. Because if you played the Soviet one and you win,
The next
they
mini
poison
game.
Stalin and then they confront you, want you to join their group. I thought it was called like Nod or
Hero
something
Echoes.
weird.
It
Yeah,
is
the Brotherhood of Nod. Yeah.
Yeah, Kane is the leader of the Brotherhood. Yeah, Nod is. I think that's right.
I very much got invested into that game because they had the live actor cutscenes. That for me was like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Well, yeah, they
I-
didn't. I mean, it was like one of the first video games I can remember where like you do missions, and then all of a sudden, there'd be the cutscene and it'd be the officer saying, "Oh, you did a great job," and blah blah blah. It was really good game.
Yeah, I liked it. I couldn't understand it because again I didn't speak English, so that was a repeating thing in my childhood. I like playing video games. I just didn't understand what they said.
See, that is something because I would have thought for sure that any video game sold, to you swamp Germans or whatever would be in your language or at least translated.
No, you will actually find that. Well, so again, Danish,
Yeah, swamp
Most-
Germans are the Holland, right?
the Dutch.
The Dutch, right? And the
Yes.
Danes are just the Vikings that like to tax everybody.
Yeah. You would actually find that a lot of the media, the companies would basically go, yeah, we're not paying for translation because the market is so small that they can just learn the language and get over themselves. And you found that it was actually the same for like TSR and D&D. They basically went, it's not worth doing the translation. The market is not worth it. So they would just dump the English versions in there, and we just basically have to go, well, I guess we have to learn the language.
That's hilarious because
You had to be civilized somehow.
This Italian
Yeah.
guy I watch, who talks about Warhammer lore all the time, he
Yeah.
literally learned English just so he could read the Warhammer lore and know what the hell he was doing because apparently Games Workshop didn't put books out back in the day in Italian.
No, they did not. And yes, that's very much the case. That's the case for like a lot of, how would you put it? For non-English speaking countries, you will find that like if they want to get into something, yes, we are taught it in school, but unless there is like a major reason for why we would actually retain the knowledge for speaking it, we wouldn't.
How close is Danish to German or Swedish?
So Swedish is based off Danish. Let's begin there, and then there are grammatical similarities to German, but Germany takes it another step further beyond.
So you technically could have played Dragons and Demons, but not Dark Eye.
Don't know what these are, so I'm going to say potentially.
Well, Dragons and Demons is the Swedish role-playing game.
Okay.
It was like Drakon on Demonor or some shit. It was Swedish. And now it's called Dragons and something else. Free League makes it. And then the Dark Eye, I can't pronounce it in German, but it was the actual homebrew German role-playing game.
Right.
Russia
Well, so-
are the Vikings. Polish people tell me that all the time. And I'm like,
Just
what?
to, just to interrupt really quickly, Drakor and Daemonor is now known as Dragon's Bane. Or Dragon
Yeah, Dragon's Bane.
Dragonbane, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, I
Um,
mean, technically, as a youth, you kind of had one option for a role playing game that you might have been able to understand mostly.
When did this game come out? Year-wise?
Long time ago. The Swedish Dragons and Demons, that was like in the 80s, I think.
Right. Well, again, I was only introduced to role playing when I was like 9, 12-ish.
When you met Shauner.
Wait, Sean, the guy that
I'm just joking with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I love
Uh,
Shauner. I'm sorry he passed. I bring him up all the time because we got to keep his memory going, you know?
Right. But yeah, like I was only introduced into D&D when I went to a youth club, and that was roughly when I was learning English in school.
When
So
I was in Frankfurt one time, they invited me into a youth club, but I didn't like the uniforms.
fair enough.
I believe that was a Hitler Youth joke he made. If you weren't paying attention,
No,
Bear
I mean,
always gets me, though. But yeah, just a passerby, you're 100% right. Drakkar Agdemon and Das Schwarzauge.
that's Schwarzauge.
Yeah, yeah. And
Ach, mein Auge.
you can get both of those in English now, and I've heard that the dark eye is actually, or black eye or whatever, is actually pretty good.
The dark
I've
guy.
never seen it, but I've heard it's pretty good.
I know people who play it.
Yeah, Templar. I told a Polish person I was part Russian because my dad's family fled from Russia during the communist takeover, and this Polish person, I swear to God, with a straight face, said, "Well, you're not a Slav. You're actually a Viking." And I was like, "What?" I didn't know how to respond, so I was just like, "Oh, all right, whatever." But then again, my genetics, I am much more Scandinavian than I am Slavic. So maybe she was right. But so what are you guys talking about?
Nothing. We're just talking shit.
Well, I'd say we're all D&D historians pretty much. We know a lot about it.
Yes. The thing I know most about D&D is that it is a giant big baby game for babies.
Oh,
Are you
There
lagging
he
again?
is.
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I always have times.
Oh, gee, look at that. Shadow has the obscure game you were talking about. What a fuck. Quel shock, as we say in French.
Yeah, one of these days I'll actually do more than just flip through it. And I heard you guys talking about Shauner.
Yeah, good old Shauner.
RPG Elite did a really nice tribute to him.
He did. It was nice. Yeah.
Yes, Templar. I played the D&D MMO, but I had a hard time getting into it.
Apparently, James is being attacked by the lag.
Yeah, Florida. You know, Crocodile might have attacked my local router system or something.
something along those lines.
Yeah, here in a second, Bear will be the leader of the chat.
No, Saxius will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, knowing me, I will just.
Are you sure it's not the kudzu creeping in?
I've never seen kudzu except in Georgia. A lot of it in Georgia. I think we have shit down here that just eats it.
Probably.
Which, if you say you're a prepper, just so you know, kudzu is edible.
Yeah.
What is
Next time you're in Georgia, send me like a sample so I can like have it invade California. And
Wow, you almost said Canada.
I know. I don't know why. I did that. Freudian slip.
Oh, Canada.
My
There's nothing against Canada.
native land. I
Our
always
home and
forget.
native land, true patriots.
I am
love
literally
all thy
hoping-
sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free.
I'm literally hoping as soon as I pack up the U-Haul and I break the California border into Texas, that it just falls off the face of the earth into the ocean where it belongs.
No, but what will happen as soon as you cross the border into Texas, you'll just hear the stars at night are big and bright, emanating from everywhere.
It's in the heart of Texas.
Right.
I
But
cannot wait.
anyway, Templar.
Cannot wait.
I played the D&D MMO. I didn't like it because it's based on Eberron.
Exactly the same reason I didn't like it. Look at that.
The game could have been really good if they'd put it in a better setting, but
I was
not
never a
into
big
that.
MMO person in general. I played the Star Trek Online for a while for the Foundry, but once they killed that, I lost all interest.
I've played pretty much every MMO about at one time or another, starting with EQ before it was sold to Sony when it was Variant. So I'm kind of an MMO hipster in that way.
I struggled with MMOs. I mean, I tried Warhammer Online, but
Come on,
I
is anybody
got
waiting
into
for
it.
Shadow to be the ultimate hipster and just say, "Yeah, well, I used to play Ultima Online and was friends with Lord Britannia." You know,
I'm waiting for him to say something like, "I used to play, what was it? The first
I used to play this MMO called Leather Boy Shakedown. You probably never heard of it.
Wow. How
which
How
would be
you
true. I never heard
that
it.
shit so quickly? I just gotta wonder
What was that? Sorry, why did I come up with that shit? Really, it's called being
how you
clever.
come up with that
It's called,
shit.
it's called being clever, Shadow. You should look into it sometime.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's why he always gets my inside joke.
Makes the
So
world
just the
really a fun
passerby.
place to be, sir.
Sorry, I've got autism. It can't help.
Just the passerby. I mean, if you're talking hammer horror, I mean, you come to the right, at least with me, the right guy. I love that shit.
I can't say I ever really watched.
I love
Any of it?
Christopher Lee. I love Peter Cushing. There was even that third dude, and how they all were constantly switching who was the Dracula and who was the freaking Van Helsing. It's like they must have made 50 of those things, man. The Satanic Brides of Dracula and Dracula, the undead master of something or other. Dracula in the blender full of strawberries. I mean, they had tons of shit.
So, do you guys, any of you subscribe to Critical Drinker on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I've been
Yeah,
watching it for a
Go
little
look
while,
at your
but-
subscriptions and look at the thumbnail for his open bar 162 he's having right now. Who is this big titty actress he's got on this image? Because I don't know who the fuck she is. I'm trying to figure it out, and I don't recognize her.
Well, when you say big titty actresses, my first thought goes to the chick that was in Mad Men.
No, it's not Christina Hendricks.
She was also in Firefly too.
Yes, she was. She was Mrs. Mal Reynolds. Who is this?
That Sydney Sweeney?
She looks really familiar.
Is that Sydney
That
Sweeney?
kind of looks like Sydney Sweeney.
I don't know if she had her hair that short.
Well, I haven't been paying attention to whether or not
I thought you were like
getting-
literally obsessed with her.
Me.
Yeah.
No, I think that is Sydney Sweeney. Or
that
Sydney
makes
Yeah,
Sweeney.
sense.
that's
She's a-
Sydney Sweeney, I think.
Then that makes sense why
Good.
she's a big titty girl. There we go. All right, thank you.
Well, remember
Good on
I
him.
told you the reason she's so popular is she's pretty in the girl next door kind of way. Plus, she's got a huge rack.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the reasons. Yeah, that is her. Yeah, that's her new look. Okay, so you saw her haircut on Euphoria.
See,
Good for her.
even just passerby who may or may not be from the Low Countries is like, that's Sydney Sweeney, bro.
I've never seen her with short hair before. That's a new thing. I'm sorry. I've never seen her with
That's-
short hair.
Fair enough. I didn't know the name until
Sydney Sweeney got in a lot of trouble for saying she has good genes because she's an Irish girl with big tits, and the internet exploded. And she don't care because she sexualizes herself literally every time you see her, but she knows she's doing it and has said in interviews she does it on purpose because she knows guys like to look at her tits. She's got them, so she's going to show them because then she gets money.
Well, she's done a pile of nudity on this show Euphoria. So
Oh yeah, on Euphoria, she's getting banged out by everyone. You can, whatever. I mean, she's like an anti-feminist, or maybe a feminist who's like, "Hey, everybody, check out the goods." I don't know what she's
I
doing.
mean, you can still.
And in a couple of years, she'll disappear.
She might, and she won't mind because she'll be a multimillionaire, and she's
Right,
got
that's
a
okay,
steady
but-
boyfriend she's going to end up marrying. So who
but to
gives?
Shadow, she's just mid because the tons of girls look just like her where he is because they're just mid, whatever, mid.
Yes, Shadow. We wish they all could be California girls.
If that's
but they're
fucking mid, I'll take a bucket of mid, please. In fact, I'll take a truckload of mid. I'll get a monthly subscription to mid if that's fucking mid. Though I do live in Quebec. More exotic here, but above mid. So.
No, it's just the old saying, the wall hits them all.
Yes,
I
that's
do
why
not remember
thing I
the
like
girl
about them
before.
high school girls. I get older, they stay the same age.
Oh,
The
yeah,
wisdom of
Matthew
Matthew McConaughey
But,
when I was
yeah,
in
did you do
ninth.
the hand thing though?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, they stay the same. See, the thing
They stay
is,
the same
Sydney
age.
Sweeney makes herself approachable, and she makes middle-aged idiots think they could get her. It's like all in the way she acts, right? And that's what makes her so popular.
So I'm gonna say something that's maybe not popular to say, but is true.
Let's hear it.
Somewhere around college, I stopped dating girls my own age, and into my 30s and 40s, every girl I was with was at least 10 to 15 years younger than me. Well, not my 30s, but my 40s were at least 15 years younger than me. Middle-aged men get attractive young women if they have a personality, a sense of humor, and aren't fucking stupid. You know what I mean? There's
And a
lots
yacht.
and lots of
The way God intended.
I don't have a yacht. I don't have money.
Not
There's
a
just
yacht, a
lots of-
yob.
There's lots. A
I was
yacht?
speaking like a Mexican. A yob. You gotta have a yob, man.
What the fuck you're talking about? But
Job,
all I'm saying,
you know?
all I'm saying is a yob. Yeah, I get it. Okay, funny. All I can say is that there are a
That's
metric
funny.
shit ton of women in any generation who are tired of the idiots their own age,
It's not
and
my
that's why
yob.
older men do better because they just want someone who has a fucking clue what's going on in the universe. It's not impossible.
You
Sorry,
are
Shadow.
right.
Sorry, hang on. Let me rephrase that for Shadow. There's a ton of young men in any age category that are dating older.
You are right, except I don't know if you know why you're right, Bear.
Go ahead and elucidate me, please. With your
Well, hold on.
astronomical
Let me
knowledge.
consult my Astronomicon.
Yes, please get up the Astronomicon and look that up, you astronomist.
Because Sydney Sweeney or any other super hot chick like her had to do absolutely nothing to be attractive.
Yeah,
But men have to prove our capability.
that's fair.
And a lot of dudes don't prove their capability until they're like in their late 20s, mid 30s, you know,
I'm
when
just
they're
waiting.
settled in, they got the job, they know what's what.
I'm just waiting for the great heartbreak of America when Sydney Sweeney comes out as lesbian.
Well, she's been engaged to the same guy forever. I'm not saying it
Yeah,
could
they
happen,
call them
but-
beards and skirts for a reason, my friend. Shadow knows.
Dude, she's a redneck. She rides horses and works on muscles.
Shadow, no.
Damn,
Yeah,
that
man,
person-
fuck,
She's,
like
she's
horse
a,
girl.
she's a chick who wears flannel, works on cars, rides horses, and takes care of a farm. Not a lesbian, you say?
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you,
just
you got
quote-
to stay away from those horse girls. They're nothing but trouble.
Yeah, the horses, actually. I'm going to quote, though, Chasing Amy, you know, where you got an intersection and Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the man-friendly lipstick lesbian, and the man-hating dyke are all at one end. Who gets the $100 bill first? The man-hating bull dyke, because
That's
the other
not
three
the
are
joke.
dead. They don't
That's not
exist.
the joke. You've screwed up the joke by adding
I don't
the
care.
extra.
The joke was the joke.
The joke is Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the attractive man-loving lesbian. Who gets the money
Right.
first? None, because they're all figments of your fucking imagination.
Well, the bull dyke was there, too. It was a four-way intersection.
Okay.
I am so confused. What's happening? Where am I? Who are you?
Don't
My
say that too
spreadsheet-
loud. I'm in Canada. They might hear you and send you a self-suicide kit offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not at 24/7. I'm in the UK, and you know,
Yeah,
Soon
Santa
enough-
has to be careful. They'll be locking him up for some horrible meme I said.
listen,
I need to be careful with what I say.
I am on the pathway towards my phone being my ID.
Yes.
So I
Oh
have
my
so
goodness.
much to look forward to.
I don't remember if it was garlic bulbs.
And
or
so many
not,
different
so
ways to end up
I
in
would
jail.
say again.
Yeah.
The bad news is, though, being put in jail in England these days, you don't get deported to somewhere fun like Australia.
I
anymore.
will say this though: that dress Sydney Sweeney is wearing is leaving nothing to the imagination,
Well, here's
The way
the
God
thing.
intended.
and it's actually kind of cold wherever she are because those turkey basters are popped out.
Listen. This is in honor of poor Saxus living in this super observation state of England, which is when I was a kid, I could go to the store with $1, right, and I could come home with 2 bags of chips, and 4 candy bars, cold drink or 2. Nowadays, they got fucking cameras everywhere. It's a lot harder.
Nice.
I didn't expect
think you were
that.
going
That was good.
That's
That
a
was
good one.
really
That's very
good.
good.
Really
There you
didn't
go.
think you were going there, but yeah. Speaking of which, I got the food riots to look forward to this weekend.
Yes, all you
I
Americans get to have your snap riot this weekend. That's awesome.
We're not going
We're only
to
gonna have to go
down
grocery
here.
shopping.
Yeah, we're not too concerned about that here.
Yeah, you're not worried.
Yeah, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should be concerned, but that's neither here nor there. I just choose to ignore it.
And also, I mean, really, Shadow, is anything actually going to change in California?
Right, you're right. I saw that meme as well.
I mean, they've already been stealing and rioting nonstop.
Yeah,
for
I
like
saw
10
the exact
years.
thing this morning. So
I mean,
nothing's really
nothing's
going to change
change.
except I'm going to have to
Business
carry
as
my
usual for
my
you.
Desert Eagle instead of my Glock. Yeah.
Right. I mean, business as usual for you.
California, Uber Aldis.
Fucking hate this place. You guys have no idea. And I grew up loving this place, but in just the shortest amount of time imaginable, it's become a hellscape.
Yeah.
The
I
garbage, just the garbage on everywhere, on the streets.
You know, you shouldn't refer to your fellow human beings that way, Shadow.
I ain't gotten to them. I was just talking about the sidewalks and the streets and the motorhomes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Shadow,
I'm saying.
I mean, in certain parts of the UK, I can certainly sympathise because I think it's the city of Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham is famous.
Yeah, not recently, but like a while ago, it basically ran its own finances into the ground to the point of where they can't pay for the garbage people to come and collect the garbage.
They can take
So
down English flags real quick, can't they?
They can, yeah. That's been a really interesting.
Yeah, get rid of
development.
Did you guys watch the body language guy?
Who?
The Martin Decoder?
No. Enrique Jesus something or other.
We don't watch your crazy Mexican YouTube. What are you on about?
Rings a
I
bell,
don't think
but
he's
go on.
Mexican, but with a name like that, it's hard to prove it. I'll send you some links. He did a thing on the Dundee girls this morning. How the Freedom of Information Act was sending him nothing but provable bullshit.
Oh, see, I was thinking that for once you decided to spend quality time with your wife, but she made you watch Telemundo.
Ooh, Telemundo. Hey, guys, listen, tell someone you love them today because life is short. But scream it at them in German because life is also terrifying and confusing.
Well, love in German is like Liebchen.
Ich liebe dich.
Yeah, so, I mean-
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure that word's not going to show up.
So, yeah. Kind of like how the guy on Tool started the one song with "I have a metal bucket" or some shit, but he screamed it in German. And people were like, a guy I work with at the fire department when I worked there, he's like, "What's he saying? What's he saying?" And I'm like, he's saying he has a metal bucket. Maybe it's iron because he's like, I Kubel some ice or some shit. And it's like, yeah, he's literally screaming at the top of his lungs that he's got a bucket. That's all. There's no hidden message there. Ich lieben dich. I don't know if that means dick or not. I mean, I'm not judging though. I mean, Shadow's here, so you're in the right company.
No.
Iron
Oh,
Dick.
I'm sorry,
That's
Shadow.
actually
That
the
was a
Shadow's
low
character
blow. I
in the
shouldn't-
Hero
that's
games. We're
Bear's
playing
stuff.
Iron Dick.
Yeah, that's Bear's thing. I don't do that to you. I respect you too much.
What are you on crack? You think AJ believes you? We've seen this show.
So anyway, who wants to talk
Anyway,
about
my lies
deep
aside.
lore for 30K?
Sorry, what was that?
Get Bear going. I was saying, who wants to talk about deep lore for 30K? Bear just leaves.
Afraid I'm out of the loop of that one.
Who wants to sing the Canadian national anthem until Bear comes back? Except we'll like change all the
anywhere,
words.
you fucking asshole,
James.
and just playing to your comedy.
We'll
James,
be like, oh, Canada,
James, don't be a dog with a bone. Let it go.
the place where we collect rocks. I don't know what to say about Canada. So.
What were you about to say, Shadow? It sounded way more interesting than this shit.
yeah, it probably was. James, I hate to break it to you, but I got my shipping notice for the Epic Warpath 6mm, 10mm freaking Epic Space Marines clone. So I'll be doing a crap ton of videos of that, showing why it's better than 40K Epic.
Well,
If that
I
is-
mean,
I don't know.
considering there is no modern 40K Epic, yes, it probably would be better.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm being
actually
pedantic,
looked
though.
fun.
My shit
Pardon?
is 30K. Thank you very much. The Horus Heresy.
Yeah. The one of the fun things about it is that it actually has
Erebons.
spacefaring Skaven and some other races to play
Oh, you're
again.
talking Mantic.
Yes.
Yeah, they're good. I like their stuff.
I know nothing of them. I just saw the Kickstarter, watched the playthrough, and I went, "Hey, that looks just like Epic. Plays just like Epic." I
A
think
long time ago, when Games Workshop exploded the old world out of pure ignorance and stupidity, Mantic stepped kind of in with a game called Kings of War.
right,
And it was
and,
a pretty
and Armada.
good thing to deal with while you were still trying to figure out what to do next. Fortunately for me, I moved on to Oathmark, which is even better. But you know,
Did you ever dip your toe into Armada?
no, because why would I, Shadow? I have literally every fleet for Manowar
Yeah.
and all the rules. And Manowar is the best game Games Workshop ever made.
It's up in the top. It's definitely one of the top 3.
And they have never reprinted it. They've reprinted like every freaking game they ever made, but
But
Dark
that one.
Future and Manowar.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Dark Future the other day.
Were they?
We were talking
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, I was hoping Games Workshop was, because I'd buy a box or two of that shit just to have the Matchbox size futuristic cars and shit with machine guns on them and stuff.
It definitely looked like a lot of fun. I missed the boat on that one.
It was Games Workshop ripping off Car Wars.
Sure.
That's all it was. But it was cool, they did the right thing that Car Wars never did, is they scaled it to Matchbox car size. So if you had a collection of like toy cars laying around the house, you could just glue some chain guns on those bitches and use them,
Like
like
Gasland.
Gaslands does. Go figure,
I was just because I was looking at Mantic stuff this morning. I went and I looked at the old Epic Space Marine 6mm stuff on eBay. The little tiny unit boxes of like Space Marines or Imperial Guard, the little ones of plastic infantry. They're going for between $250 and $499 a box.
Do you know what that means? That means that one of these, which comes with, let's see, how many miniatures are in this? 106 miniatures of every type of Space Marine. For $200, you could buy 5 of these, I think.
Yeah.
Which would be enough to fill well over, like, a company.
Or I could just find
Oh,
someone
wow.
with a 3D printer and slip them a couple of bills to just mass produce everything I could ever need in plastic.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm not saying you couldn't do that. I'm just saying this new, improved, and much better quality stuff is like a fifth the price of what you're talking about for the old fucking mushroom cap looking pieces of crap.
Yeah.
Space Marines.
Yep.
Like these Space Marines, you can actually see the detail on them, like their eyes and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking. It's all about scale. 6 mil versus what, 10 or 8?
Yeah. So you have enough scale that
Yeah.
if I hold up this Martian Kratos heavy tank, you can actually see that there's detail there.
Yeah.
That when you put a wash on it is going to make it look good as opposed to a lump of stupid white metal.
No, the Bane blades and the Shadow
Blade.
Sword.
The old Bane blade is trash. You're going to make me dig out my actual new Bane blade,
Yes, I am.
and you're going to be like, what?
Hey,
Look at this.
it's gorgeous. I admit it.
Tell
But
me the old Bane blade is anywhere near this.
until they put out that is really good. Until they show me Leviathans and
Two
the
of these
Imperial.
in a box for $50.
Yeah. Until they start making the Leviathan and the Imperial Capital, and what was the other one? The Colossus. Oh yeah, and
Gotta
bring
run.
back
Sorry, Doc.
and bring back the squats. I don't want to hear it.
Well, the squads
Well-
have returned.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
For that particular game?
Well, no, in 40K.
not for freaking 30K, but
Yeah, that
they have returned. Yes,
or the Eldar or
Just-
the Necrons.
just to
No,
pass
so-
the buyer. Here is my white metal shame that I've recently got. I know you guys can't really tell what this crap is. It's rusts from Star Frontiers. 5 rusts and then a big pack of altered weapons and gear.
Cool.
If you've never played the role-playing game Star Frontiers, you're probably like, I don't know what the hell rust is.
It was a good game.
They are 10-legged praying mantis insectoid looking guys that have a real hard on for science. And they all tend to not belong to families, but to corporations because I don't know what. It's just, they're aliens. They're freaking aliens. That's what they do. They do alien shit. So, and I love Star Frontiers. It's a great
I was
game.
so hoping you were going to go into the Arnold Rimmer spiel about aliens.
When they find the garbage pod and he's going
Yes,
off about
yes.
it.
I love that show.
That's one thing
God.
about Red Dwarf. There are no aliens.
Yeah, there are.
Everything they meet. No, there's not. There's the
Oh,
Gelp,
that's not
which
true.
are genetically
There are aliens
engineered life forms.
Season like 8, 9, and 10.
No, but
I
no,
don't
no one
think
gives a
I've
fuck
seen
about seasons 8, 9, and 10. That's the point, Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've
There
ever
were,
seen
there
those.
were in fact aliens later on.
Well, early
okay.
on, there were none. Except the
Yeah,
cat.
they were all genetically engineered life forms, and they generally hated humanity with a white hot passion. Like all of them hated.
Well,
humanity.
that's specifically the Gelfs, but the cats were also an alien race, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, they well, wherever they are, because they only left behind the infirm and the mentally deficient. And obviously the old guy that died was the infirm, so that leaves Cat only one choice. He's the mentally deficient.
Such a great character.
Yeah.
That's mine. That's mine. That's mine too.
When they Lister first meets him and gives him his cornflakes in a bowl, puts them on the floor, and the cat's like, "Hey, you monkeys eat off the floor?" "Oh, I'm sorry." And he puts it on the table, and then the cat just sticks his face in it. It's like, what? Yeah, that's mine. Like you said, Bear. This is mine. This is also mine.
Oh no, trouble. Better make myself big.
Ah. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry Doc had to go.
Well, you know, you drove him off with your
I
fucking
need to
Warhammer.
send Doc a message because he and I are going to record a actual not live about his game, which I have been reading, and I like pretty much. I think it's pretty good. I like it.
I look forward
I
to
mean,
doing
it's
on
no
my
worse
game.
than any other fantasy role playing game I've got. So there's that.
I look forward to when you do one on my game, James.
Well, when I get it, which is whenever I
20
get the money, as soon as I
$20
get the money in my account, I am freaking that I can spend because I'm only allowed so much, and I've already bought some of this, like this stuff. So as soon as I get the 20x whatever dollars, I will be buying a copy of Valor's.
You know,
But
you could just give me your
I will
address
be
and-
interviewing Doc first because he's been
obviously.
waiting.
Obviously.
And I already told you I'll have you on the show.
And
Next
like January or something like that, or February.
No, I said November.
Fucking with you, Shadow. Fucking with you.
I know.
Always.
I know.
I mean, to be fair, we have kind of hyped that game all to hell and back.
And
I
that's
hope
true.
we're not setting you up for failure because people are going to hear us all raving about it and get it and expect the sun and moon and then realize it's just a decent role-playing game to have fun with your friends.
I've literally only sold 23 copies of the book, so I don't think it's hyped that hard.
Okay, let me tell you something. My game has been out for 15 years. You've sold more than I did.
Yes, and I've been overwhelmed by your promotional efforts for your game. By the way, like, I can't swing a dead cat without hitting a
DM
promo
James
for your
fatigue,
game.
right? DM James fatigue.
Yeah.
Also,
So much.
my
I don't even know the
game's
name of the fucking game. Otherwise, I would have said that.
Legends of the Mill Kingdom, but since it's free, don't worry about it. But I mean, when I say sells, I mean, I'm counting like however many people downloaded it. You still got me beat. So,
Is it printable?
It is printable, or you can get it from Lulu Publishing for I think like $1.50 or something.
Okay. Because if I can get
And
a
it
print
only
copy, I'll get
uses
it.
1 die 20, actually 2 die 20, but that's all it uses. So, yeah.
Take care, dog.
Yeah, Doc had to. Well, I mean, it's late for Doc, but
It's late
yeah,
for me
I made
too.
it when my mom's eyesight
I
started
mean, it's
getting
late
so
for
bad
Doc.
that she
It's
was
7
having a
p.m.
hard
where
time.
Doc is. Doc's in the same time zone as you and I, James.
Yeah, but late for somebody can mean a lot of different things.
It's late
Yeah,
for
I'm not usually on
Saxius
this.
right now.
I'm usually not on at this hour, but Jackie's got a JROTC meeting. Man, I've got
See,
a.
it's only late for Saxius if this is not normal for him.
I
But
mean,
Doc's got a hurt back, and he might be going to sleep very early and all that sort of thing. So this could be late for him. It normally would be late for me because I normally go to bed at 8.
That's crazy.
Why?
no, that sounds pretty normal to me. My wife goes to bed at like 9.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm done.
Yeah,
8:30, I go to bed.
like
I'm up
4
like
o'clock
first
in the
thing in the
morning,
morning. I go check the yard to make sure no kids are in it. You know, like I'm telling you, I am in my old man story arc right now.
There are
5
no
o'clock in
kids
the
in the
morning, gotta get
neighborhood,
out.
so I'm pretty safe.
Open
but
the door, doesn't matter what time it is, 5 a.m., and just shout at the top of your lungs, get off my lawn. You
Pretty
damn
much,
kids."
right? Then I have a big cup of coffee and I stare at the wall for like an hour. I don't know what I'm thinking about, but that's kind of just what I do. And then eventually my wife gets up, but she has to go to work, so I can't interfere with her too much.
It's just your description. It's just like I stare at the wall. I just like an NPC, just getting up, getting your coffee, finding your corner, standing there going, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Sax, let me ask you a question.
Go on.
Have you ever spent any period of time in your life not thinking about anything?
I can't remember them if I have. Because I try to
Women
film
don't
it.
do that.
I'm doing it right now.
Right.
The
So
thing is,
I get
James-
the thing where my wife will be like, "What are you thinking about?" And I'll be like, "Nothing." And she won't believe me.
Right?
But it's
I
true. I'm actually really not thinking about anything. I'm just.
But I find that I am usually thinking about something.
Well, I mean, you're a genius level kind of guy, and also a little bit autistic. So I mean, you know.
A
Let's
little
not-
bit tistic. A little bit tistic.
First and foremost, do not put
He has
me
an
and-
entire bracket of the spectrum all to himself. Come on.
No, Joe. All right, go ahead, Sax.
I'm just gonna say, do not put me and the word genius in the same sentence. That's offensive to people who actually
Yeah.
have a functioning brain. I just have a hamster hyped on cocaine who's running on a wheel.
I love your humility, but I've seen the things you've written and said over the last 15 or 20 years, and you can't fool me. You're smart.
What have I written that's ever portrayed it? I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean, but that's
I mean, like on X and shit. I've seen how you respond to things and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's smart. Back when it was Twitter.
right. Okay, I think I know what you're referring to then.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just one thing; it was lots of things. You come across as a smart guy. Why does that bother you? I mean, and
Because-
really honestly, lower your standards because I'm practically an inbred hillbilly from Kentucky.
I know,
Right.
but
Me
like,
calling you smart could mean you're just a low functioning retard, honestly.
because I am of the personal opinion that I have 2 ears, and therefore I should listen twice to what you have to say and pay attention. Doesn't matter who it is.
Which is genius, the fact that you listen twice and pay attention. Because most people don't listen at all.
We can agree to disagree on that, but that's okay.
No, seriously, most people don't listen at all, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they do where you live in, wherever you live, but not over here. And
Well,
I'm
they just wait
guilty
for
of
their
it
turn to
sometimes
talk.
myself. But a lot of people over here think they know what you're going to say before you even get to say it, which leads to all kinds of awkward moments because they don't like to listen. But anyway, Sax, now that I've glazed you a little bit, made
Yeah.
you feel away.
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable about that.
Well, I didn't mean to, but
No,
hey,
that's
I'll take it.
I know what I was trying to be funny, but anyway, no.
Well, that
I
is one thing I'm never going to say you are, Sex.
Funny, that's correct.
I mean, I'll say you're really smart. I'll say you're really organized, but I'm never going to accuse you of being a comedian.
No, that's absolutely correct. I've never been on a good person when it comes to humor. Deadpan humor, maybe.
Right. Bear, on the other hand, he's just funny as shit.
Oh god, he's leaks
Yeah.
above.
Again, chopped liver sitting here in the corner.
No, I mean you're different. You're like our resident 50-something or 5,000-year-old whatever hipster.
I have my
However
moments.
old you are, I don't think we've made up or definitively figured that out.
58. 58.
I heard my name. What the hell was said?
We're complimenting on how witty you are.
Yeah,
Am I
so
witty?
I think you're a funny
Aw.
guy.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's really kind. Thank you.
See, you missed an opportunity though. You could have been Bear. You could have been like, so what are you saying? Like I'm a clown here to amuse you,
Yeah, I'm not here to fucking dance for you. I never have been and never will be. So
right? Like from Goodfellas. What are you
yeah,
trying to
I
say?
know. I get the reference. I'm just not here to make you. I'm going to live my life if that's okay with you.
Well, until I figure out a way to become the dictator of this planet, okay.
Okay, thanks.
But the second I figure out, you're going to live your life the way I say.
Am I allowed bacon when I live my life your way?
Of course.
All right.
Every-
It will be mandatory.
As a matter of fact, you will be allowed free bacon at the end of every 40K game you play.
I'm going to miss bacon.
So you're going to starve, is what you're saying.
That'll be my gift to Bear. A 40K army painted and ready to go.
Made out of bacon.
Wait, so follow-up question here. Does tabletop role-playing games then count as well?
I think I would count him for Bear, but then again, he'd die after a week because he runs like so many. He'd end up eating so much bacon his arteries would just go on strike. He'd
Just
be like,
slam
yeah,
shut.
we're done. We're done. We're not having it. Bear would have to live on nothing but bacon and beaver tails. And then I'd have a scientist spawn him around to see how long it takes.
You will have.
Because, I mean, research is important.
I am putting together a picture of what you are describing, and it's haunting.
Bear can tell you what a beaver tail is.
That's not what I was picturing in my head. It's just you basically assigning another person to follow someone else around their entire life. Just study them.
Well, their life wouldn't be long if all they ate was bacon and beaver tails. It'd be a pretty short life. I mean, it's not like a long-term investment here. We're talking maybe
That
a
is
couple
fair.
months. To be fair.
Either way.
As he chomps on some bacon.
No beaver tails, though.
That's right.
Well, because the bacon you're actually more than welcome to eat, but the beaver tail will probably kill you.
Why is it
That's
that
the
good?
problem
or
with
is it
being
that bad?
diabetic, man. I know I was diabetic. I can eat all the bacon I want all day long, but if I were to eat a beaver tail, I'd go into a coma.
Why is that?
Because it's a high fucking glycemic sugar snack.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's basically like a bear paw, but bigger with a lot more shit on it.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, it's like 10,000
Pastry is
calories
about
of
this
straight
long.
sugar.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sugar
I thought
and-
you were talking
Yeah.
It's insane.
You guys
I
thought was talking about a
genuinely
literal
thought
beaver
we were-
tail?
Yeah, I genuinely thought that you were talking about like killing
Actual
beavers.
beaver tails?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
The
there
fuck
are
is wrong
people
with-
who
do you guys think we live in
actual-
igloos too while we're at it? Do you think this is just a really nice igloo I'm in? Like, what the
No,
fuck?
log cabins. Log
I
cabins.
spent 8 years of my life in China. I kind of just learned to think like, okay, people are saying they're eating this. Okay, I don't know.
I
It
can't
could be.
speak for Canadians, but I know Alaskans love beaver. And I mean the critter that eats.
I'm a fan
trees.
of beaver. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
but
the
I know
critter.
what
I meant-
you're
I meant-
saying.
I meant pussy.
Yeah, you
You beat
meant
me to that one.
Madge. But up in
Oh,
Alaska,
sorry,
yeah,
Shadow.
they'll trap beavers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to exclude you, Shadow. Sorry.
Yeah, we're inclusive here. But
They
anyway,
really
when
are.
I was up in Alaska, the natives, the Kikchucks, and those guys, they eat beaver all the time. They trap it. They love it, you know. And apparently, some Canadians do too. But I don't know. I don't live in Canada, so I don't want to speak for them. But
I
yeah,
think it's illegal here.
eating in Kentucky, it's like an act of Congress to get a beaver moved. If a beaver sets up shop on like a creek running through your property, I mean, you're pretty much hosed. You're never getting it moved. And if you shoot it, you're going to jail for sure.
All right, so it
You
is
know?
legal, but most people don't eat it because it's only natives and trappers that eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
But up
I
there,
mean,
you
greasy
know,
as fuck, I
when
hear.
you're looking for food, you're wanting food that has a really high quantity of fat. And beaver is a really fatty, greasy meat. So it's high value protein. You know what I mean? Because it's got all that fat and protein in it. It'll keep you from freezing to death in the middle of the winter. Whereas you can try to survive on moose, but if you don't like render the organs down for fat and stuff, you'll starve to death. Like you could eat 10 pounds of moose a day and still starve.
Alternately, you could just wear a really heavy coat. That'll keep you nice and warm.
Yeah. Sacks, just so you know, in America, we're supposed to eat 2,000 calories, which is probably too much. In Alaska, you got to eat about 10,000.
So one beaver tail.
Your core temperature will drop and you'll die.
Right.
So, yeah, it gets cold up there, man. I was up about a couple hours north of Anchorage, man. I loved it. I wish I still lived there, but you know, it's definitely a thing. It's not for everybody. Like me, I'm an isolationist mostly. I only talk to you guys really. So being up there alone in a cabin with my wife, I'd be just as happy as a clam, really, because I don't want to see anybody anyway.
We Canadians have managed to perfect a couple of things that allow us to survive winter. The first one is called insulation. Really cool. It's a revolutionary idea. The second one is called heating, which is where we just use like a fossil fuel or electricity to pump heat directly into our houses during the winter. It's amazing. You add that in the insulation, traps the heat inside, and if you have the right windows, it's really good. You don't have to eat 10,000 calories a day. It's amazing how you can just live like a normal fucking person and not just be constantly shoving food in your face to survive.
That sounds nice because the place I lived in had like a wood burning stove and
that's the problem. You lived in the fucking boonies.
And so you needed all those calories to cut the wood and stuff so that you could make the fire to make the heat so that you could stay warm between cutting the wood.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like in the spring, we'd cut wood and it would be like 30 feet long and like 10 feet tall of cut wood. You know what I mean? And each
That's
piece
a couple of cords, yeah.
I mean, just because if you don't cut it all when you can, in the middle of the winter, you go out there trying to cut wood, it's not going to work out for you. And you're going to die, you know. So, yeah. I like Bear's sting, but Bear, you live in a big city. Montreal.
I grew up in the country, brother.
Huh?
I grew up in the country. We still had electricity.
I know you're a hillbilly, but right now you live in a big city.
And even when I lived in the country, we had electricity, my friend.
Yeah, well, we didn't, Bear. I grew up in Appalachia. We didn't know what electricity was until like the 90s.
That sounds like a you problem.
It wasn't a you problem. I loved it.
We were pretty civilized up here. I guess that's what separates us. You started this shit. No, you started this shit, and I'm ending it. That's how this works today. I'm not in the mood to shit on my country.
You're not ending nothing. You say you're civilized and we're whatever. I say you're weak. And
we're weak. That's how we kick your ass every time we fight you, and no one wants to fight us in a war because we're weak. Because unlike you, we're confident enough in our strength we don't have to walk around beating our chest all day long. We actually know how tough we are.
Oh, come on.
You started this shit, James.
Again.
I'm not in the mood to fucking listen to you shit on Canada today. Some days
I didn't shit on Canada. You started with, we have electricity. Well, good for you. La-di-da. Most of America
started talking about beaver
but you know who
and
don't have
everything else. You know damn well what you did, James. Don't try and pretend you're the fucking victim here.
Here's who didn't have electricity for a long time. Eastern Kentucky. So there you go.
Well, again, don't know how you did that, considering we electrified most of the east coast of North America for you about 70 years ago.
Well, I told you how. People in Kentucky don't like anyone they don't know coming anywhere near them.
Ah,
Ever.
it was a choice. It was a
It is a
choice.
choice.
So they're
Like
not
that
victims.
one Southern dude that does all the Southern states is like Alabama. He's like, "Hey, so good to meet you. Where do you come?" And then it gets to the guy in the UK hat, and he's like, "Where'd you come from? Who told you I was here? Get the fuck off my property." So that's just the way we are. So I don't blame anyone. Yes, we pooped in a hole in the ground. At least we had a wooden building built around it. And we toted water up from the cistern that came straight out of a cliff. I liked it, though. It was awesome. We ran around and did whatever. Saxius is trying so hard to understand what I'm even talking about. I can see it on his face.
I'm trying to keep up. This is very foreign to me, but again, I do understand that I'm European. So
Imagine the Danes, but like 400 years ago.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to conceptualize when I grew up.
Well, that's how I grew up.
Again, like it's to me, it's a bit like okay,
Like a big farmhouse with like a fireplace, cast iron stove, outhouse.
So again, I think this is just a sign that I grew up rather privileged.
No. You weren't privileged.
I wouldn't trade
You were
my
just
childhood for
you grew up
anything.
20th century.
Okay,
He chose to live in a place where they grew up 1900s, 19th century.
And I wouldn't trade it for anything. As a matter of fact, I think it made us better people.
Clearly,
Yeah, we're strong. We can live anywhere. It's awesome.
the metric shit ton of doctors and engineers and astronauts that have been produced from Appalachia proves the point of how much better you are than
I
everybody.
bet you if you looked into it, you'd be surprised.
Yes, Ohio produced the most astronauts.
Did they?
Yeah.
I can understand that. If I lived in Ohio,
More
I'd
people from Ohio have been to the moon than
planet.
any other group of people on the planet.
And you heard what I said.
What's that?
If I was forced to live in Ohio, I'd want to get the fuck off the planet too.
I told you that joke. That was my friend from Cleveland told me when she told me that's an interesting fact about that.
Well,
I
there.
said,
you
really?
go.
Why is that? She goes, well, come live in Ohio and you'll want to get as far the fuck away as you can, and the moon sounds pretty good.
Well, Shadow or Bear. Beat.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow, because we
Proud
look
that
so
you
much
said
alike.
something that I thought was so
Bring
right
out the
that I
popcorn.
repeated it back.
Okay.
You get nothing. You get nothing.
You
I
know
do
what I'm
enjoy
saying?
Shadow eating his popcorn while we spar
It's the most fun I've had all day.
because we're not making fun of you.
I don't
That's
know
the only
why.
reason.
because
No,
I
no,
didn't-
no, it's not
I
that.
don't think I talked shit about Canada. I actually thought I said I
You
don't
were
know.
making fun of our national anthem earlier. You do, dude,
Oh,
you do this.
that's
It's like
okay.
a
You can make fun of
non-stop thing
ours.
with you. If you can't
Look,
take five
look,
shots at Canada every
Bear.
time I'm here, you don't talk.
Bear, I love you to death, but I'll never forgive you for burning our White House down.
Well, you guys
So
were
you're
asking
going to just
for
have
it.
to take your licks.
You were asking for it, so we burned it. What do you want? That's
Oh,
the way
it was
goes.
how it was dressed, right? You should have seen that White House. It had this like really uppity skirt on and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're sitting there looking all pretty. Just
Well,
decide
I
to
don't know
comment.
who was asking for it, but yes, our White House somehow inadvertently got burnt to the ground.
Inadvertently, a bunch of drunk Canadian irregulars went down and
A
burned
bunch
the
of
White
fucking
House.
drunk Canadians wandered down and said, "Let's
That's my
burn
favorite
it."
part of the story is that they were drunk when they raided Washington.
You know, most of the best things mankind has ever done involved drunk.
And a lot of the worst.
Well, you know, humanity is a double-edged sword.
That's fair.
I mean,
You
you
ever
got
get
to
your
think
face
every
on
time
here
the
so we can
Vikings
actually see
discovered a
the
new
humanity
land,
of you there,
they
James?
What's that?
You're going to put your face on camera so we can see the humanity of you?
Oh God,
See, now we know when you're joking because we can see your eyes.
I'm always joking. That's the
No, you're
thing you
not.
should know.
I've
by.
been here when you're not joking, son. Don't even play that game.
Okay, there was one or two times when somebody really got my goat a little bit. You know what I mean?
I've been here. I've seen it.
But 99.9 whatever percent of the time, I'm
I must have been
having-
asking those days.
Oh,
Huh?
it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Oh, it was Raven talking crazy shit. And I'm just like, Raven, you're such a good guy. Why you gotta be a fucking like this? I don't get it, you know? And then when I used to stream on Twitch, every now and then you'd have your local Twitch commie show up and just start running his fucking yap. And then I always try to be calm and like fatherly and be like, look, dude, when you get a mortgage and shit, your opinions are going to totally change about things. But they just keep going on. And it's just like, how do you believe what you're saying? Everybody knows that's a lie. But some people you just can't reach, man.
It's because
Right.
there's a thing called the mainstream media,
I'm not blaming mainstream media because even if you were to watch CNN all day, every day, you wouldn't be as dumb as some of these guys are. I don't know where they're getting their news.
Wow, that's pretty dumb.
I mean, literally, we had one a couple days ago. I think Bear had just showed up, and I banned him before Bear was good and in the show. But this guy, he just showed up and started talking shit. And I'd be like, that's not actually true. And he'd just repeat the thing he said. And I'd be like, but that's not actually. Eventually, I said, bro, I'm going to have to ban you because I just ain't got time for this right now, you know? And then I did. And that means he was the second guy in the history of my channel, which has been around for damn near over a decade, I ever banned. Because you got to work hard to get banned by me because, you know.
Yeah, not on my channel. You just gotta
Show your dick.
That'll do it. That'll do
He
it.
says that, but I've been banned from his channel multiple times.
My channel?
Yeah.
Never. Not even once.
How would you know? I have multiple channels. I have so many. Like, I have an actual YouTube channel with like 180 videos on it that I never used because I forgot the password. I don't know how to get the password back. So I just made this channel. That was Lamenter Captain, I think. Or,
Yeah, I actually have a second channel as well, but I don't talk about that one.
yeah, that's the one with all the Filipino ladyboys.
I made an anti woo woo channel because I was trying to get Raven to make a channel, and I was showing her how quick it could be done, like in minutes. So I took her intro and I swapped out words.
Yeah. Okay. You know, I miss Raven a little bit because no matter what you say about her, at least she was interesting. And
Yeah, but we had a different relationship with her than Shadow did.
yeah, well, I wasn't like sexting her or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, I wasn't like slipping into her DMs asking for nudes and shit. I was just saying I didn't believe Bigfoot was an alien or come from another dimension. That was my only point.
Yeah, that's oh my god, that's just so much. I mean, we all surround ourselves with fantasy and stuff, but we have a definitive line between games and reality that's pretty obvious.
I don't. I once got caught in the steam tunnels underneath Michigan State University.
Mazes and Monsters.
Mazes and Monsters. Hell yeah.
I know. I actually knew a guy that it jumped off that deep end back in the 80s. It was
I
pretty
guarantee
scary.
you it wasn't role-playing games. He had other problems.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely did.
He thought
but
Blue Oyster Cult was speaking to him through the records, and then he grew his hair real long, got a goatee, and called himself Shadow.
No.
Then he moved from Virginia to the deserts of California where no one could find me. Oh, wait a minute. We've got a backstory now.
Oh, no.
No, I actually, somewhere, I have like his manifesto.
You know, anyone who has a manifesto, you should probably watch out for.
Yeah.
Crazy how that works.
I have to regularly go into the boys' room and check all his notebooks. Just saying.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to tell Jackie on you.
Please.
Next time I talk to him, I'm going to be like, Jackie, you better not be writing manifestos because your dad's watching. And then I'll teach him how to like open up a Scribd account so he can write it there and you won't be able to find it. I'm lying. I would never do anything like that. You remember I told you I wouldn't even talk to your son about religion without your permission because
You can talk to him about anything in your family.
Helter Skelter. Yeah, it turns out a ride at a water park actually means let's start a race war. Actually, the Beatles song about a ride at a water park means let's start a race war. Because, you know, that's what Manson was trying to do, right? Start a race war?
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of crazy, right?
No, Shadow enjoyed hanging out with him anyway, though.
You know, apparently, you know, he's got children.
Yes, the family. Listen, they were crazy people. What's the one
No,
that tried
no,
to
I
kill
mean he
Ford?
has biological children.
Which is the one that of that the one from the family that tried to kill Ford? Which one
Oh,
was
I don't
that?
know.
Hey, gents, I gotta bounce. It's that time. I will talk
It's
to you
that
guys.
time we're talking about fucking Helter Skelter. It's got to go.
He's got, yeah, I mentioned, he had a son, and Shadow's like, oh shit,
Whoop.
time to go.
Feeling a little, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow or later on this evening. Take care, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, bye.
bye bye. Damn. Now it's just Bear and I making fun of each other, and Saxius just being polite and good.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the whole jibs and jabs.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, your people generally don't joke. You just invade other people's country, and
Yeah,
like,
less invading, less joking, and more murder.
yeah,
exactly. Got to be efficient about life.
it's like that horrible histories thing with the Vikings. Tonight we're going to paint this town red, literally. You ever seen that one? The Vikings singing with the blood of the dead, literally. And it's all these Vikings like playing like old fashioned looking like metal instruments and shit.
It sounds like something horrible history would do.
Oh yeah, back when horrible histories was like good. And it starts out with like it was the year like 10 something something, and everyone knew that something wasn't right, and you see the long ship. Right, and then it's all just about them murdering people.
Squeaky, that's the one. Squeaky Frome.
My favorite thing was how Danish traders would go into a town and trade, and then they would go away from the town out into the middle of the ocean where all the raiding ships were to tell them what the town defenses were like.
Yeah.
And then the raiders would go into the town and raid the shit out of it, and then they would give the Danish traders the goods they had traded back so they could repeat rinse and repeat the whole thing. It's like, damn, man.
But that tactic then evolved later on. I think it was like in the 18th or 17th century, where merchants were then used as a form of warfare against your enemies. They were the spies that would go into the enemy's territory, and because they spoke the language, they would gather up any intelligence that they could, but also they would start trading to then deprive the nation of resources.
Yep, that worked all the way.
The Norwegians didn't do that. The Norwegians just went in and murdered everybody and fucked everything that moved, and then went The Danes, on the other hand, were like, let's create an elaborate system of mercantile espionage and destabilization.
Well, that shit worked up until now, but one of my great uncles was in the Treasury Department during the 40s, and his whole job was hunting down counterfeiters. Because I guess the enemies of us during that time period sent people over here or paid people over here to try and flood the economy with counterfeit bills.
Sorry, could you just highlight what year that was?
Between 1936 and 1940 something. Five.
Right.
The golden age.
That age where we were actually at war with a technological, industrialized modern nation, actually two of them. And apparently part of the goal of the mustachey man was to send a bunch of dudes to America and just counterfeit the shit out of American currency.
Well, it was
to try to collapse the economy.
It was a tactic employed at the time.
Oh no, it's not a bad tactic. It's a beautiful, smart tactic. But
this is the weirdest episode of Pierce Morgan I've ever seen. This is so strange.
I had a great uncle on my pop's side, and his whole job during that whole era, he worked for Department of Treasury, and the only thing he ever did was try to hunt down people who were counterfeiting money. I had another great uncle on my pop's side that got shot down over Germany in a B-24 Liberator or whatever. They never found his body or anything, though. So I don't imagine.
Today in Germany, there's an entire clan of angry bearded people that just fuck with everybody in the country.
Well, this guy's dog tag would have said Jewish on it, even though his last name was Simons.
There were lots of people that were hiding them.
I'm just saying he never showed up again. But like I've said a billion times, yeah, they went from Similovich to Simons because I'm sure you did. It was apparently very, very common. Let me tell you, if I had a great uncle on my Jewish pop's side that actually worked for the government doing that, there was probably thousands of them, really. It's not like it's like 10 guys, you know. There were a lot. And the Germans apparently were really good at it too. So, which they would be, you know, Germans, efficiency, anything having to do with machinery. I mean, that's kind of a German thing, right? It is kind of their thing, being efficient and invading France. But I bet you if Saxus were being honest, he would agree with the invasion of France and also the efficiency. Just not the rest of it, just not the war crimes. If they stuck to invading France and being efficient, most of us would be like, yeah, they're pretty cool. But they had to commit war crimes.
So I'm just no longer on the page of like why we're dunking on the French. You know, they've been. Well, that's maybe just me.
Have you
Because
met them?
they deserve it.
I have not had the extended exposure to them, which may be the cause.
Okay, then I challenge
me
you to
tell
do
you.
this. Send a letter to the French president, Macron, saying you're very angry about something and see if he don't send you an official letter back surrendering. I guarantee you will.
Please, Bear, you were about to educate me.
No, fuck, I'm staying out of this bullshit.
Okay.
He's on fire today. He's like it's like troll season or something. I don't know. Like he's in his
That's
moon, you know? Like,
My wife
good.
fed me beef tips and mushroom gravy with peas and carrots.
What kind of mushrooms?
The normal kind
Okay.
that you find outside with the purple ring. Bear knows. Bear knows. No, not those kind.
I don't know, but like you
Magic
wouldn't have
mushroom.
mentioned.
The mushrooms that grow in cow poop, if they got a little purple ring under the cap, those are the hallucinogenic ones.
Okay. I have never done
Psilocybin.
drugs.
Yeah,
Never
there's
done
a scientific name that Bear said, but I don't know.
psilocybin.
Psilocybin. Okay.
Yeah, I've never done drugs. I don't think I'll ever do drugs. So I'm
And
Okay, I've done plenty. I've done your share. We're good.
that sounds good.
Yeah, I had your back on that.
Super.
Natives
Otherwise,
in
I
I'm
don't know you
America are allowed to use them, just like they're allowed to legally use peyote, if it's part of a ritual that they've been doing.
Now, the definition of ritual is quite loose and can include white people who are visiting the reservation and paying a lot of money.
I mean, I'm not going to say that's not true. I mean, I wish my brother Morris were here. He lived on the res a couple of times, so he could tell us about it.
There's a
Yes.
thing in, I think it's Arizona, with the Apache. Is it the Apache or the Navajo? It's one of them. You can pay them money. They'll take you out into the mesas, and they'll get you peyote, and you do the peyote on top of a mesa, and they're just you're paying them to keep you alive, basically. That's what. And they love doing that with white folk because it's just funny that
Of
they
course
take money and watch them trip balls.
My boy Donnie Rainbird, man, he did all that shit. He did the peyote, he did the ghost dance thing where they put like big ribs through your back muscles and you drag like a giant string full of buffalo hides around. Like he did all of it. And I shouldn't call him my boy. He is, in Vietnam, so he's much older than me, but he was a crazy, crazy freaking Sioux Indian from like North Dakota or South Dakota or somewhere. So the Counterfeiters, 2007 film, Operation Bernard. See, I've never seen that film. I only know this because my pops has a picture of his uncle on the wall, and he told me that's your great uncle, whatever, and he did this.
So
And he had a badge, so
I have Fryren Beyond Journey's End. I have Cleavatess, and I have The Witcher Season 4, and I'm trying to figure out which one to buckle down and watch.
Farron.
No,
Yep. Beyond Journey's End. 100%.
I have never. So Frieren, I have never found myself sitting at the protagonist and go, "You are someone that should not be alive." I just cannot stand her as a character.
That is so bad. You know why? Because you are her.
Sure.
She literally is calm and collected and whatever, just like you all the time.
I just find her entire. It's the elven mentality. I just sit and go, I don't want to associate with you. Your misunderstanding of like how time passes along and the rest of the world is eroding around you. You're not comprehending that. I don't want to be. I can't intermingle with someone that doesn't understand the fragility of time and
To
the
be
impact.
fair, her apprentice Spurn feels the same way you do.
I stopped watching it, so I don't know if I
Yeah,
ever
when she
got
took on the little human girl Fern as her apprentice, and Fern's always bitching at her about the fact that she just acts like time doesn't matter. Except Fern's a human; she's gonna die if Fern doesn't hurry the fuck up.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Because I think the episode I got to, she had actually started maturing. Well, I stopped watching
because
it
the little humans all like,
Yeah,
we can't spend
like-
50 years just doing every little stupid thing. I'll be dead.
that's my input. Bear is that I have not enjoyed it, but then again, I don't really watch anime.
Witcher 1 was really good.
Yeah. Witcher
After
4
that,
is
it
around.
kind of
It's the fourth one
Well,
we're on.
So Witcher 1, then 2, then 3, and I hear 4 is just that. So
well,
you
the
know.
4 isn't even barely got the Witcher in it. So
Well, it has a lesser Hemsworth.
not only that, but he's just not really in it that much. He's not the hero of his own show named after him.
Well, yeah,
And what was your third choice?
another anime, fantasy, medieval anime called the Clivitas or Cleavetes or whatever.
Yeah, I've never
12
seen that,
episodes.
so I can't say. But Frere and I
12
absolutely love.
episodes.
You know how much I love Frere? I love Frere so much that I have a painted miniature of Frere on my table. That's how much I love him.
Wow.
That's right. That's a good. I just dropped her. Here she is. That's a good. That I thought was a good anime. Now Saxius, he's got his opinions, and he's you know. I can't say he's wrong because we're talking preferences here, but I actually enjoyed it. Now I would tell you watch Berserk,
I've seen Berserk.
especially if you've got.
I've seen
Crunchyroll,
every
watch
episode of
the-
Berserk.
There's a new cutout for the gold.
I've seen it.
Okay, never mind then. I've seen it too, like 20 times.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it.
And I also
want
have
something
all
new.
of the collector's manga in here.
I want to watch something new. Hence, I've got my choices. I just got to figure out which one I'm going to watch.
Oh, by the way, yeah, we were watching The Boys the other day. Pretty good. A little bloody, a lot gory. He goes home. I was like, God damn. Homelander goes home. Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, very
And
rough.
I'm starting to really, really like Sister Sage, even though I'm not 100% sure what in the hell she's even doing. And the fact that she slept with the Deep and then said he like totally disgusted her afterwards, I was like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know yet. We'll find out. The poor Deep. I mean, yeah, he's a scumbag, but God, he's like a little puppy. He reminds me of Labrador. He's just running around trying to make people happy.
Did you get to why she slept with the Deep?
Hell no, I don't know why she slept with him.
Did you miss the shot in that scene?
I saw there was a thing on the table. What, she lobotomized herself or something? That's what my wife guessed. And I was like,
Yep.
I don't think so.
Her brain regrows, so she lobotomizes herself so she can eat chicken wings and fuck idiots.
So literally, she makes herself stupid so she can be happy. Because when she's a super genius, she's not happy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, though.
So, just to pass her by, the part where I said I haven't watched this, you thought that meant you should immediately spoil some of it for me? Thanks. I'm not reading it. I saw a little bit of it and I just stopped reading it.
Yeah. Which season of Boys? I think we're on 4. Yeah, it might be last season. Homelander went to the lab and ripped everyone to little pieces
Yeah,
and
that was last season. Yeah.
melted a guy's dick off and burned another guy alive in a giant oven.
No.
Yeah. First, he showed up with a fudgy the whale cake and acted like he was happy to be there. But I knew it was going to end bad because it's Homelander. And anytime Homelander shows up, the nicer he is when he shows up, the more horrible he's getting ready to be. It's just the way he is, you know. It's like, and what's his name has some kind of weird thing like going under his skin all over the place. Bill Butcher. I don't know if he's got worms or something, but it don't look.
Well, he took Compound V. Remember?
He took a shit ton of it, and they say he's got like a very short period of time to live. But it's weird when he's like taking a shower, and you can see like literal things moving under his skin, like squirms or whatever. It's like ugh, creepy.
Yeah, no one wants subdermal squirrels.
Squirms.
I said squirrels.
Well,
Sue me.
Squirrels would be bad too. Remember, squirrels are the only creatures that made Rick and Morty flee a whole damn reality. When Rick made the helmet that allowed Morty to understand squirrels, and then they're like, "Oh shit, I think that kid knows what we're saying."
Yeah, to understand animals, and then he discovers that squirrels run the universe, and it's like, oh well.
And Rick's all like, "Oh shit, Morty, you got the squirrels angry." He just abandoned the whole damn place. It will get nastier, I promise. I believe you. I am planning to, whenever I decide to actually play role-playing games again, run a Marvel 161 game, maybe. Or 616, I should say. So my wife has decided she wanted to watch The Boys to kind of get into the motivation of playing a superhero game.
That's going to be a really dark fucking superhero game.
Well, we also watched Watchmen a couple times.
Extra dark superhero game.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
maybe
go watch Dark Knight Returns, the animated series, the 2-part animated movie instead. That'll really put you in that heroic mood.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, I know what I'm like.
I know what you're like too. I've talked to you long enough to know.
So
I'm well aware.
Yes, I know. I do try to run heroic, at least as a heroic game. I mean, until I try Queen City, and
yeah, I'm still waiting for you to do that.
I mean, my wife based her character on Domino.
I mean, we got like 3 sessions in, and then I had to throw it in the towel because I had too many things happening in real life, and then I've reevaluated whether I can run 3 games a week.
Yeah, I decided I wasn't running any games a week. It's been about a month. I gave Sunday night to my wife so that she can play board games with her girlfriends. And I sit in my room.
I'm magnanimous of you.
Yeah. And I sit in the room and stare at the wall and yeah.
Think about Space Marines.
Yeah, well, it is raining men. Hallelujah.
Shadow left.
Yeah, I know, but in the video, yeah. In that video, I'm super happy too because the men it's raining are all Space Marines, and I'm just like, yay, Space Marines.
That's my favorite of those. That D&D picture of the gay town festival animations they did is the one where the Space Marines show up
and just start killing
everybody, just fucking murder everything in sight.
Yeah, you see that one Space Marine run up and just stomp that person's head, and it just goes splat blood everywhere. It's just like, pow. I like the dragon one, really, where they're having the party and the red dragon just lands in the middle of them, starts cooking them all. It's like, and people are running around on fire. Ah! Whoever did that on X, genius people, very smart, very good. To quote my president, very nice, very good, maybe the best ever. I agree. And let's be honest, that picture was asking for somebody to do that. It really was. They should have known when they put that out. It was going to go the way it was going to go, you know? Oh, and by the way, somebody said something the other day. You, Bear, never mind. I don't have to tell you what you said the other day.
Okay, good, because I remember everything. I'm a walking
And then I
encyclopedia.
said, Scott Garvey will be so happy to hear you say that because it's what he's been saying. That Critical Role isn't as important to D&D as Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things, yeah.
And I was like, so Bear actually is on the same wavelength as Scott Garvey, at least in that regard. I liked it. I was like, that's cool. Awesome.
Hey, James, I found your Halloween costume.
I don't celebrate Halloween.
Well, I found a costume you can wear to the next costume party you go to then.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so good. Oh man. I'd have to shave my hair somehow or something, but I would love that. What's his name?
Colin.
The most non-memorable name ever. It's like Carl Stevenson.
Colin.
Robinson.
Colin. What the fuck was
Colin
that?
Robertson, right?
Colin Robertson. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Saxis is from a TV show called What We Do in the Shadows, and he is a psychic vampire. So the other vampires let him hang out, but he
Colin
doesn't
Robinson.
drink blood.
Colin Robinson.
Yeah, he don't drink blood or anything. He just bores you to shit. And as you are slowly losing the will to live, he feeds on your life.
Yeah.
I was looking up the character and I came across the actor. And the only thing I think I've seen him in is Better Call Saul. Right, cool.
Mark Proshk.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
like
would highly recommend watching What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series. You would
the
really
series,
like it.
not the movie.
You would really like it.
All right.
And you'll love Colin Robinson. He becomes the two best characters in that show are Nando the Relentless. They call me that because I was relentless.
Yeah.
And Colin Robinson, he's so funny. Like when he meets the other psychic vampire at the office he works at. Oh my fuck.
Yeah, and at first you think they're gonna have a romance, but they have to break up because they're fucking everything because they're both psychic vampires.
That's really
and
good.
Nandor was like some kind of Ottoman prince that conquered a lot of Greece and everything.
No, his country doesn't exist anymore. But what's that? What's that? Antipasto or whatever the fuck the name of where what's her name is from?
Axios. She's from the Isle of Axios or something.
Yeah, the Isle of Axios or some shit. Yeah, it's a great show.
And I would be raiding a village, and they'd be like, "Please stop, please," but I wouldn't because I am relentless.
Because I'm relentless.
And he is so awesome. And his little like ghoul is Guillermo.
Guillermo.
And Guillermo is like this fat goth Mexican guy.
Basically, the show is about a bunch of vampires who are sent from Europe to conquer the New World, and they've conquered like a street and a half in Staten Island.
And then the other vampires come in and like, well, we've mostly got this block of Staten Island.
Oh, you have conquered Staten Island. Well, 1 street and a half.
And then you've got the one guy, and he's basically like Dr. Frankenstein. It was a vampire, though. And I mean, literally, kind of. Like
it's really
creates a Frankenstein.
It sounds like a decent movie.
The movie was terrible as far as I was concerned. It was just fucking, what's his name? Taika Waititi level humor, which I don't like his humor, but the TV show, fuck, it's, as Nerds Nerd once said, it had no business being as good as it was.
I agree. I went into it with low expectations, and by like the third episode I watched, I was like, I am in love with this show.
Yeah.
The acting is amazing. The stories are great. It's goofy, but it's good goofy, not like.
Oh, and it has what's his name? Everybody's favorite British actor, Matt Berry. You know, Matt Berry. No, Matt Berry is Laszlo.
Laszlo, yeah.
Matt Berry, the guy who can't act, because every character he plays is exactly the same. Hell's horses, but he's like discount.
He was great in that, though.
He was great in the IT Crowd.
Yes.
God damn these electric sex pants. He
was good in that.
What was that show he used to do? Garth Marenghi's something or other. There was some British show, Garth Marenghi's. What the fuck? Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. That's it. And he was in the Mighty
Boosh. The one girl from Flight of the Conchords is in it. The girl that was like the Flight of the Conchords' girlfriend. kinda. So, well, she really wanted to be.
I don't know which girl that is you're referring to.
She's the vampire that was in charge of the library.
No, that's Kristen Shaw.
Yeah, I think she was in.
Oh,
Flight
she
of
was.
the
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was on Flight of the Conchords. I didn't know that. Oh, cool.
Yeah, she was like always trying to get with them, but they never would get with her.
Wasn't she one of the kids? She was on BoJack Horseman. I know she did voices on that.
Yeah.
And Bob's Burgers. She was on Bob's Burgers. She was one of the kids on Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, she's got a very distinctive
Was
voice.
she on Saturday Night Live? Or am I just crazy?
She may have been. I don't know, but
No, I don't
she
think
was.
she was. No.
She was 100%. Yeah, in What We Do in the Shadows, because she ended up like working with them to try to. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is amazing.
That show is so good, man.
I will put it on the top of my list to get to.
Yeah, if James and I agree on a show, it must be worth watching.
Yeah,
No,
if you have a list, Sax, you should put that like to the very top of the list.
Oh, no,
your
it-
wife
it's-
will like it even probably.
Your wife will love it. Your
My
wife
wife
will
loved it.
fucking love it.
Yeah,
All right. I will.
it's. I love when a little bit of a spoiler. Guillermo comes out.
No, don't spoil shit for him. Shut up.
Like
Oh,
no one
trust
in his family surprised.
Shut up. Bala, 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 binga, 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 binga.
I don't care for spoilers. Like, I'll be fine. 'Cause
No,
I
no, no.
won't
Trust
really-
me, on this show, you don't want the spoilers. You
Well,
wanna
yeah,
see it
that's all I'm
as
going to
it
say.
happens.
But it was one of my favorite parts because he was
Okay,
trying
well,
to
really,
be all
like
like
the-
away, and then
because
he
you'll be
finally
watching the
does what he
show,
does.
You'll be watching the show, Sax, and you'll be like, well, this is okay. I know it. What the fuck just happened? Like, that's how that show plays you. You're literally just going along.
Oh, the
Okay, this is gonna be-
werewolves?
oh, fuck. Wait, now that happened. You're
werewolves?
constantly reacting to this fucking show. It's amazing.
Guillermo
All right.
getting a
I
job
think
at
I've
an
seen a few.
office. Oh,
Stop
no, Nandor.
talking. Stop.
These aren't
fucking
spoilers.
I mean, at this point,
Talking.
I've just started zoning James out whenever he's for this.
Let's just say this: it's a bunch of vampires doing wacky shit.
So here's what happens in The Boys moving forward. So that way I can ruin it. You never have to watch it again. How about that?
It won't stop me. I don't care about spoilers about anything.
All right. Well, then you're going to learn in the next season, Starlight is actually Homelander's sister.
Get the refrigerator out of here, really?
No.
But that would kind of been cool, though.
Your face, though, is just what? What?
What?
That would have been cool because I don't like her at all. There's a big part of me that kind of wishes Homelander would just flatten her.
Yeah, she's much better in the comics. That's one of the things I will say.
I mean, I like Huey okay. Of course, I love Bill Butcher because it's one of my favorite actors of all time. Mother's Milk is cool, but in this season, it looks like he might have got AIDS because dude's lost like 150 pounds. And I'm like, that don't even look like Mother's Milk anymore, you know?
Do you know why they call him Mother's Milk in the comics?
No.
Because he has to drink his mother's lactating milk to keep from dying. Because he and his brother were both part of a Gen V, a Compound V experiment, and his brother was like absolutely insanely like autistic and retarded. And then he kept growing, but he had a helmet on because he was, a helmet kid, And then they gave him the Compound V, and he kept growing, but his helmet stayed on. It crushed his head, and he died. And the family sued, and his father spent the rest of his life fighting Vought, trying to successfully sue them, but it eventually killed him. And Mother's Milk has to keep taking his mother's milk, or he will not survive. And that's what makes him a little bit stronger and a little bit more tough. But in the comic, he's also like 5'2".
So the bullshit with Soldier Boy's bullshit.
The Soldier Boy is completely different in the show than the comic book.
And just passerby said, James, shut up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I'm not trying to ruin anything.
I
hope
believe
I
I
didn't
don't watch
ruin
Bel-
anything.
I don't watch
except
Belgian
say
cinema,
it's worth
sir.
your while. And Bear is right. When Bear and I sit down and say this show is awesome, you know it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we like a lot of the same shows. It's not like we're both. I mean, you can name a show and Bear will be like, I loved it. And I'll be like, yeah, it was okay. But when we both are like, no, that shit is great. That's a wide spectrum win for everybody. Because, our tastes aren't exactly the same. Like Bear doesn't watch Event Horizon at least once a week the way I do.
No, but I love the movie.
He likes the movie, but he's not as dedicated as I am.
No, I've seen it enough times that I know it back to front.
Me too.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't feel the need to watch it again. Except
Which is
once a
why
year.
in the meme with us, we're all sitting there by the grab machine, and I'm like, she won't let you leave. And you're like, who the fuck is she? And I'm just sitting there looking crazy. Because apparently the guy that makes our memes, he's heard me go on and on and on about Event Horizon and how it is very nearly one of the best sci-fi horrors ever made. And probably could have been the best if they hadn't like cut the shit out of it and then destroyed all the stuff they cut out of it and, you know, edited all crazy ways and shit like that, you know.
I still need to sit down and watch it.
Well, it's Warhammer 20K.
Yeah, I understand it's where a lot of Warhammer inspiration comes from. I mean, I only just recently sat and watched down the new Dune movies. I was like, oh,
What is it? Kedame et Liber Infernus or some shit like that? That the guy says while he's being ripped apart. And yeah, I think it's Latin for save yourself from hell.
I've only seen YouTube shorts. From what?
You'll like it. I won't run it for you. You'll like it. But you know, I also watch Conan the Barbarian at least twice a month. Mostly for the music, you know. If I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I put Conan on because that whole boom, 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 boom. You know, I mean, it's awesome.
I used to have an annual thing of watching Kingdom of Heaven at least once a year.
Director's cut?
Yeah.
Director's cut's the good cut.
Yeah. Because it just explains and connects everything in so much better. Plus, you've got the entire subplot of the main character and the supposed angel and all the other events.
Possibly, who knows? Maybe. I don't think so, but I'm not going to argue about it. Yeah.
No, like again, my point is like story-wise, it just adds a deeper layer to it that I appreciate.
And then, of course, you got badass King Baldwin, that scene where he rides out there at the head of the army.
Yeah.
And Saladin comes up and they're just sitting there looking at each other. And then they're like, I pray you remove your cavalry from the field.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
I pray you withdraw your forces back to Damascus. You know? And it was the guy from Fight Club behind that mask.
You mean, what's like no?
Not Brad Pitt, the other guy.
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Yeah. And he asked not to be credited.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was okay.
Why? I have no freaking idea. There's another sci-fi movie that Matt Damon's in, and he's not credited, but he's in the damn movie. I think it's Interstellar or some shit with Matthew McConaughey. Like Matt Damon's in one part of it or something, but you don't ever see him in the credits or something. It's like, you know, actors do weird shit. Like, what's his name? The guy that was in Heathers. I know Bear will know who I'm talking about. The main bad guy in Heathers.
Ben Affleck? No, Christian Slater.
He was in a Star Trek movie, and he didn't get paid for it.
That was in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, and the only reason he was cast in it was because his mother, Mary Jo Slater, was the casting director, and he really, really wanted to be in it. And as a result, he stole a part that was written for Janice Rand, the actress who'd been with Star Trek since the 60s. So most of us are like, fuck him for that one.
I'm like, he's a true fan.
Yeah, I'm like, he fucked over an actress who doesn't get a lot of work.
That's bad too. That's bad too.
You know, but no, it's not. Yeah, well, it's nepotism. It's fucking nepotism. His mother was the casting director.
Oh my god, you ruin everything.
I ruin everything. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Because you're having me have like different feelings about something. I just thought it was cool that an actor that's been in.
I did too until I found out the backstory, and then I was like, well, fuck him.
Yeah, Libera Tuthame ex Infernus. That's it. Liberate yourself from hell. Ed Norton, yeah. Whose best movie, honestly, is not Fight Club. It's the one where he's a Nazi.
American History
X.
I hated that movie.
That was a good movie because it had a redemption cycle, kinda.
But it didn't, because all of his redemption was for shit because his brother gets killed at the end.
His brother gets killed anyway.
So, and then so I went to look at him. Was this a true story? Because that's the only way that makes sense. No, completely made up script. So the fucking writer of the movie decided to teach the lesson that redemption means fuck all.
Yeah, wow. I didn't like that part. I liked when he made friends with the one dude in prison. He was starting to wake it up and realize that maybe You know, a lot of that shit wasn't really good for him. But yeah, I didn't care for that part because it made, like you said, it made the whole thing hopeless. It was like, why try to be better? It don't matter. You know, things are still going to suck even if you try your best. So it's like, could have done without that. But anyway,
There.
he was good in that.
I'm
movie.
gonna put us in a better mood. Here we go. Hang on. I feel bad. I'm sharing something with you. I feel bad that I ruined your Star Trek 6 love moment. So here you go.
A defenseless man taking a beating from this discount-looking Bobby from King of the Hill. Someone in the distance says stop, and he's like, "You got something to say?" And he's like, "Yes." Speak into the microphone, motherfucker. Discount Bobby from King of the Hill gets knocked the hell out. His operating
love that
system
guy.
just shut down. He has summer teeth. Yep, you guessed it. Summer there, and now summer gone. Obviously, the man wasn't fighting back. He wanted nothing to do with Discount Bobby from King of the Hill. Instead, he thinks he's Billy Badass. His shirt's off. His soy titties are hanging out, leaving that chin exposed, and ends up scoring a complimentary McDonald's
perfect
sandwich.
right.
Now traveling back in time to his mother's womb,
Ooh.
damaging his flux capacitor.
Yeah.
There you
the
go.
one
Defenseless
Good
man
for you.
taking a beating.
Nah, he's done, man. That dude went to sleep. He was asleep before he hit the ground.
Oh fuck yeah! I was like that. He has summer teeth. Some are there, some are gone.
Daniel Craig was in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, he's the stormtrooper that Ray manipulates.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
really?
was
I've
on
never
the-
seen The Force Awakens, so
He's in stormtrooper. You can't see shit.
I thought the whole the sequels weren't bad just because they were bad. They were bad because of so much shit they just messed up so bad. Like the golden female or whatever stormtrooper. I mean, they hyped her up and she came to nothing. Nothing. She was nothing. She didn't matter.
What's she called? Phantom or something like that?
Oh, there goes Bear. I don't remember what her name was, but she just showed up and she was a stormtrooper and she had different colored armor and
So
and she's supposed to be a badass, and then she died in like the lamest, stupidest way possible, and she meant nothing.
So she was killed. So people thought she was killed off in the first one. Then she returns in the second one. There's an entire expansion of like the
Like
story.
Phasma or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Phasma, yeah. So there's an entire thing of like they build upon her backstory in a comic story, and I think the complaints that I was seeing the most was, if she is meant to be this really impressive person, why are you not explaining it in the story? Like, why are things being left missing?
Look how they bitch kill her in the next movie, right?
That's what I'm saying, and I shouldn't have to read like some comic books to figure her shit out. I should be able to see it in the movie.
And that's exactly it. And then there's also the other parts, which is, the story that we get of Finn in the first movie.
Oh, Finn, they did Finn dirty. Now, am I a huge fan of Bodega? No. He's an asshole. When you see him on TV, he's an asshole. But when it comes to Star Wars, he has a right to be. Because he started out as maybe a Jedi. He could have been a Jedi. He's interesting. He's a stormtrooper. He fled. He can use a lightsaber. We all saw it.
Yep. He
And
was
then
trained
by
on that.
the time they get to the end of the movie, he's comic relief.
Well, you know whose fault that is, right?
China.
Yep.
China.
Yeah.
That's why they shrunk him down to like yay big on the posters and shit that they did in China. Because, I mean, heaven forbid you have a black dude be a Jedi or something. I mean, and it's like, yeah, do you guys not remember a certain MFer,
Mace
with
Windu?
a purple lightsaber? I mean, the brothers can be lightsaber wielders too. Come on, man. Mace had a lightsaber that said bad motherfucker on the handle and shit. Anyway, you only get that if you watched what's it
Pulp
called?
Fiction.
Fiction. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that just the passerby had to do with switching off between one director and the other. Like Roundhead Ryan was just basically a piece of shit. J.J. Abrams can't create anything new, so the first movie was basically just the original first movie, but with stupider, bigger shit.
All the interviews with the not J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, it was like he's so excited that he gets to destroy Star Wars.
And he does.
He was so excited. It was just like he was open about it. It's like, no, I want to redo everything. wants to tear it all down, do all this. Like he's just so excited.
Well,
And I was just like, well, how? Why?
who got done dirtier than Finn? Only one person, Luke Skywalker. Luke got done dirty. I mean, Rey finds him on his little stupid island, hands him lightsaber, and Luke chucks it over his shoulder and goes drink some alien milk. It's like this guy is like the best Jedi to ever live. He redeemed a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
But now he's just an angry grandpa that wanted to kill his nephew because he had a bad dream. It's like, really? This is your story for Luke. He had a bad dream, so he's going to murder his own nephew in his sleep.
I feel bad for Mark Hamill having coming back to a character that he felt so deeply about, and then having to do this and contractually obligated to do it. I think eventually he was allowed to go out of the NDA and finally go like, I was not happy. I was angry about these things, and I tried to fight.
He'd be on an interview with those guys, and he'd look like he wanted to cry.
Yeah,
like if you looked at him, his face would be red, his eyes were bleary, like that. Like he just wanted to cry. He's just.
It was a very big character for him, I think.
Well, it's getting late here, boys. It's 8 p.m. my time, and I want to go watch some stuff before things go along too late here.
It's
so
very late, probably Saxius time, and 8 o'clock.
It's like 1 a.m. over there. Is it 1 or 2 where you are right now, Zach?
Well, anyway, we're in agreement, Saxius. It was just all missing opportunity.
Was it midnight, Sax?
It's midnight. It went back.
Yeah. This weekend will be
Dad showing up right when we're leaving. RPG Dad, if you haven't watched What We Do in the Shadows on TV, do that. That's the actual gist of this.
And RPG Dad, if you like watching us make fun of Shadow or James and I getting into a squawk over the way he likes to troll me about Canada, just back up the video about an hour and you'll have all the entertainment you could want.
For what it's worth, I do not take your lambasting or your whatever serious at all.
I noticed.
You're bro. I'll fuck with you. You fuck with me back.
Oh, yeah. Just you guys got to understand, as Canadians, and this is just a Canadian thing, we take your shit so much, and then there comes a point where we're just like, America, shut the fuck up.
As Canadians, I demand a tribute of Timmy Hortons, delivered once a month. Get on that.
You can have it. You can have it all you want. It's gross now, ever since the Brazilians bought it.
Well, God. Nothing I remember that was awesome about Canada in the late.
The titty bars are full of meth heads. The fucking, the fucking coffee sucks. It's all garbage.
Well, I mean, meth heads. We got those. We got plenty.
Well, that was the thing. You guys, when I go to the States and I go to a strip club, I'd be like, God damn, what's wrong with these women, right? Like that's how I felt in American strip clubs. Then come back to Canada, it's like, oh, she's a doctorate student putting herself through college. This girl's lovely. You know what I mean?
You're in a bad place when the first stripper walks out and her name's Destiny and she's got like C-section scars and shit. And it's like, come on now.
No, we had those, but they only worked at certain clubs. You know what I mean?
It's like, come on now. This is not the time to be in the nudie bar. I mean, that chick's like literally 50 and got C-section scars. No one needs to be in there.
On this very descriptive topic, I think I will.
Fuck you. I said I was leaving first. You shut the fuck up, you Danish.
What if I left first? Ha! Oh, he's like, fuck this. Saxius, as always, a pleasure, sir. And the reason that was very descriptive is because I saw it.
I am sure you had first-hand
and you can't unsee it.
I hope I don't have to.
I hope you don't have to either, brother. You have a wonderful time, and I'll catch you next time.
See ya.
RPG Dad, took your kids trick-or-treating. I hope your kids scored some candy, and I also hope you watch them so they don't end up with type 2 diabetes. And if you haven't seen What We Do in the Shadows, the TV series, give it a look, but don't let your kids watch because it can get pretty gross and, and by gross, I mean, sexual stuff. Your wife might love it, though. Mine did. What else did we talk about? Me and Bear argued about Canada because I was singing the Canadian national words with like, here we collect rocks and eat beaver tails and blah, blah, blah. Saxius was an absolute gentleman as always, because he always is. And Shadow took off early because I think some of the Filipino lady boys he keeps under his basement were trying to escape. And what else? I completed the build of a bunch of Legions Imperialis Imperial Guard transports because that's what I've been doing, I'm very happy also to announce that my Knight Army, I'll show it to you guys again. The Knights right there are completely done. 3,000 points of Knights. I just need, well, okay, completely done. I mean, built. I need to actually paint them. And that's really the total wrap up. You know, I trolled the shit out of Bear. He yelled at me, and other two guys were just there. But I only troll Bear because I love him. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. 8:30 is definitely my bedtime. My dogs probably can't wait because he likes to go to bed. No, you didn't miss much new. I mean, you know, like at one point there were 6 of us here, and we were just going off on, you know, our favorite music, our favorite TV. Every now and then I'd start going off on 30K, and Bear would get up and like go make coffee or something. So if I want to troll Bear, all I got to do is talk about 30K or 40K nonstop. And he'd probably quit, which I would not like, but you know, I got that in my pocket just in case. And then Saxius and I talked about, you know, Danish people. I know a little bit about Danish people, having been married to one for over 2 decades. And yeah, I built some more Imperial Guard shit. You did not miss much. As a matter of fact, when I started the whole thing, I decided, yes, I'm a D&D historian because I've studied the history of D&D and played it for 40 years. And I also said the reason I don't get a lot of viewership is because I go live like every day at a random time, and I never tell anybody when I'm going live. And if I were to like force myself to cut down to one time a week at a specific time, I could probably get a lot more viewers, but then I wouldn't have anyone keeping me company while I'm building all my little plastic tanks. And the main reason I stream is so that I have people keeping me company while I'm building my little plastic tanks. Because otherwise they wouldn't get built, because I have a house full of delights to you know, distract me from building these bastards. You know, I could be doing anything. So I do need to put a shade on this guy. Some of you will recognize him. It's Bill Butcher from the TV series The Boys. He's not wanting to focus in, but I had to get one of these guys done because Carl Urban is one of my favorite actors of all time. Like, I've liked him since Lord of the Rings. I loved him in Almost Human. I loved him as Dredd. I love him as Bill Butcher, you know, so I got a Bill Butcher figure. He's not painted exactly the same because he's wearing a blue shirt and green pants instead of all black, but, you know, I got my Billy Butcher. So, yeah, and that's basically it, guys. That's basically it. Now, I may or may not go watch Event Horizon again. I mean, it has been 2 or 3 days since I've seen it. So for all of you guys that hung out with us, appreciate it. Really. Everything you commented, loved it. Loved it. Jake Skywalker, not Luke. Yeah. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday tomorrow. And actually, before I go to bed, I got to carry out the recycling. I promised my wife I'd get the recycling out. So got to do that. But that's pretty much it. And if you think I'm hyper, it's because I drank one of these real quick. So I am hyper. But just so you know, it's the sugar-free kind. So, you know, I might die of a heart attack, but at least it won't give me diabetes. And with that, I sign off. Peace and love to all of you. God bless. And remember, I want to say one thing before I'm completely done. I do requests. If you got questions and stuff, put them in comments. I will do requests. I will talk about anything you guys feel the mood to talk about. I'll make a video about it, or we'll live stream about it. I mean, you know, one of the things about streaming every day is sometimes it does feel like we just talk about the same things because, I don't know, we're just a bunch of old Gen Xers sitting around talking about shit. So if you want to know about a specific game or something like that, I'll either do a live stream and force everybody to talk about it, or I'll make a video specifically on that game, specifically for you guys. And I'll give you my opinions of it, which generally, if it's something I own, is positive, because if I buy something I don't like it, I give it away. So there you go. And I'm being a Southerner. I'm taking 20 minutes to say goodbye. So I'll just say goodbye. Or as I recently learned, there's a thing called an Irish goodbye, which is when you leave a party without telling anybody you're leaving, but then you text the next day and tell them you had a great time at the party and can't wait till the next one. Apparently, that's an Irish goodbye, according to my nieces and nephews. I never even heard of that shit.